Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Marvelous Mother Tucker's Monday. I feel like I'm on training wheels right now because we took 1 week off, and now it feels like I have to learn how to do this all over again. But we're back. Welcome to Marvelous Mother Tucker's Monday. If you are not familiar with the fellows on your screen, I'm Jason of Mother Tucker's Antiques, and I'm sitting with the one, the only, world-renowned garden guy, Bill. How are you doing, sir? How's life going for you?
Things are good. Hitting the garage sales this past weekend, a couple flea markets. It's been fun. You must have had a great vacation.
We had a very, very good vacation. We had a very good time. For those of you that aren't familiar with where we were, me and Tina usually head down to Wildwood, New Jersey. That's of the coast of the same state that Bill's in, although Bill stays tucked in the mountain part of New Jersey. We're not necessarily ocean and sand people. We're more pool people. But I did touch a little bit of sand just so next time we shake hands, Bill, maybe some of that sand gets on you. Maybe. No, you just don't do the shore or the sand or the beach, do you?
Mountain lakes. I'm
not gonna pry, but we'll get into saying our hellos in a minute. I hear that you found an epic find this weekend. What did you get this? Did you join a club? Sir, this weekend?
I leveled up.
Okay. What did you get?
I got my own Harold Gale animatronic Santa.
Congratulations, sir. You now top the Valentinos because myself and Brian, we don't have the animated ones. You do. So now you're up here, and me and Brian got a tie for second. And I don't think
Jason, I also got Mrs. Claus.
Get out of here. You got Mrs. Claus as well?
And she's animatronic too.
Oh my God. I wonder if you could get them to dance. Could you kind of put them together and get them to dance a little bit?
I did in a photo. He can actually put his arm around her. The way that they were mounted on these plywood bases, they're a little bit, the scale is a little bit off, but I can think that. But yeah, they can.
Well, congratulations, sir. And I also want to congratulate you on joining the 4,000 Club over on Instagram. If you guys are not following Bill, pish posh. If you're not following Bill over on Instagram, please make sure that you do. We put his link down in the description. He hit the 4,000 follower mark over there. So if you aren't following him, please do. And also, please subscribe to him here over on YouTube. Yeah, I know, Amy. He got them both. And the Mrs. Claus. It's crazy. So, guys, it's good to be back. So what we're going to do is we're going to say hello to some of our friends. Bill's going to explain to us how the sale's going to go. We have some very unique vintage for you tonight. I went very eclectic. I'm trying to bring you guys things that you may not see necessarily when you're out shopping, maybe things you don't see on other lives. So we'll see if I did a good job or not. Our official mod and bid ender tonight is the one, the only Karen G. Thank you so much, Karen, for being our official mod and bid ender. Kim, I didn't get a chance to confirm. She might be in the chat later tonight as a backup. She may have already commented and I missed it. But Kim, who's Desert Gal, she will be back again, assisting us in the chat. And when Ruthie gets an opportunity, she will be back. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. There's so many of our friends that are coming in. It feels so good to be home again. It feels so good to be here hanging out with the one, the only Garden Guy Bill. So, first one in the chat is the one, the only Lisa. It's so good to see you, friend. Hopefully you are doing well. We have Shannon checking in here tonight. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Can you believe it's already June? I feel like we had just taken down our Christmas things. My gosh. Hello, Dawn. It's so good to see you. A fellow Pennsylvanian's here with us. We have Audrey Lee checking in. It's so good to see you, Audrey. There's our vintage sister, the one, the only, Anamra Amy. Gang, please make sure you are following her on Instagram and you're subscribed to her here on YouTube. She hosts live sales. She puts out content. So please make sure you're following her here as well. There's our official mod and bid ender, the one, the only, Karen G. So good to see you. Hopefully you are doing well. It's good to see you. We got my mother in the chat, Linda. Good to see you, Mom. I love you. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm a snapping man. We got my YouTube DJ. He's the one, the only Gavin of Grady Gruppo Vintage Recordings. Please give him a follow. He has a really fun YouTube channel. He plays music on vinyl, on a turntable. Also spotlights things that they get from resellers in the community here. He's also the other half of the Gillette Corporation. So please give Mr. Grady Grupo Vintage Courtings, you will not be sorry. Subscribe to that channel. Let's see who else is in here with us tonight. We have the very lovely Elizabeth is here with us. So good to see you, friend. There's our friend Chris checking in, my broom closet, all the way from Colorado. It's good to see you, friend. I've been thinking about you. I hope all is well with you. We have John checking in. Good to see you, John. Hopefully you're well. Checking in from New England, we got our friend Brian. How are you? It's so good to see you. We got Terry down here in the chat. How are you, Terry? Welcome in, everybody. There's the one, the only Mary. So good to see you, Mary. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, we're definitely spanning that globe here tonight because we got the one, the only Heidi checking in from Belgium. So good to see you, Heidi. I've missed all you guys so much. There she is, glowy girl. How are you? So good to see you. Followed by Mary. How are you, Mary Dugan? So good to see everybody. If you guys want to say hello, please pop it in. We're going to try to say hello to as many people as possible. We got the one, the only Debbie Gutierrez is here with us tonight, checking in from the Lone Star State. We have Weirna. How are you, Weirna? So good to see you. It's been a hot minute. I hope you're doing well abroad. There's our pink sister who loves pink. The one, the only Karen Kennedy. So good to see you. Karen, I hope you send us some pictures to Fantastic Finds. I know firsthand you have some epic Annalise. I'm hoping you send us some pictures of your latest Annalise. And I don't know if you guys aren't following her on Instagram, please do. She must have picked up an auction haul and she had some incredible. Because remember, Bill, like 2 years ago, those long neck roosters were the rage. She has the long neck rooster planters. Like
I saw them, yeah.
They're really good. Oh gosh, Karen, congratulations on them. How are you, Sandy? It's so good to see you. We have our friend Blueberry Barn Vintage checking in. Hello, everybody. We got Tina, the other half of Mother Tucker's is here. How is everybody? We hope you guys are doing well. We're all the way down here to the bottom again with Heidi. So hello, Heidi. It's so good to see you. Guys, if you are not subscribed to Bill, please make sure you do. We made it very easy. Those links are down below in the description, along with the link to his Instagram. Let's get Bill to 4,500. Really, we can do this. We can do this in no time. There's going to come a day he's going to surpass me. He's going to surpass me over on Instagram. So please make sure you're following him. Again, our official mod and bid ender for the evening is the one, the only Karen G. And Bill, the only assertive yes Bill had was, yes, Jason, I am going to pass you over on Instagram. That was the assertive yes. So without further ado, we're going to turn it over to Bill. He's going to quickly explain to us how the sale is going to work here tonight. And we're going to jump into it. So take it away, my friend. It's all you.
Okay, as usual, we have 15 rounds of exotic vintage items tonight. And I say that because I've seen what Jason's bringing and I know what I'm bringing. So it's going to be interesting, some things we haven't seen before. So all 15 rounds are offer ups tonight. And if you are interested in being involved in anything tonight, it's really important that you are in the best version of the chat possible, because that's where everything happens. If you want to chat, if you want to talk to people, if you want to talk about your favorite potato salad recipe, or if you want to bid on the items that we have tonight, it all happens in the chat. So you want to make sure that you're in that best version, which means you're in live chat all messages. If you see that your device tells you you're in top messages, you may have some messages that are filtered out. So you want to use your little toggle switch and change to all messages. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you refresh often, because you want to beat that lag. We all lag at different speeds. You want to make sure, especially if you're chatting or you're bidding, that you're as close to where Jason and I are in real time as possible. You can do two things. If you're on a mobile device, you can log out of YouTube, come back in, click on the sale, make sure that little red dot is all the way over to the right. But an even better way to make sure you're beating the lag on any of your devices is opening up your settings in YouTube, which is usually a little gear icon somewhere. If you're on a device, you can tap on my face and it should come up at the top of the screen. On laptops, it's usually below. Choose the selection playback speeds and set your playback speed to 2 times. That means every time you start to lag, you will naturally be caught up. You might hear us talking really quickly for a while, but it will catch you up so that you're in real time. Karen just posted the instructions for that in the chat. So as I said, we have 15 rounds of vintage items. We like to remind you, I know you're all here because they're vintage, but we do like to just remind you that we do our best to explain any condition issues that you should know about, any shipping concerns we might have, or special things to think about. But at the end of the day, they are vintage items. They've been previously loved. If you have questions about the items, you should ask those questions in the chat as we are showing them. We're happy to answer any question that we see. And if we don't see it, one of our great mods will point it out to us, or one of the other amazing people who are in our chat, because a lot of people here know the rules and the way that this works. So we're going to show an item. Jason's going to pin the start price for that item down below, and bids on that item can begin coming in as we describe it, tell you anything we know about it, the manufacturer, the age, talk about the condition issues. We invite you to tell us anything you know about it. I know for sure I have some things tonight I would love to learn a little bit more about. And when we see a couple of bids in, if any come in, we will announce a countdown. We do 20-second countdowns on Mother Tucker Mondays. At the end of that countdown, the seller will say bid end. And it's as simple as that. The highest bid that's there before the bid end comes in receives the item. Now, some of you may be here to claim an item specifically, or you might see something as we're showing it that you decide you really want. And if there's an item you really, really want, we give you an opportunity to tell us what your best offer on that item might be. And that's called a just-in-case bid. If you're interested in putting in a just-in-case bid, letting us know what the highest amount you'd be willing to spend on an item might be, all you need to do during the countdown is type the letter JIC with that highest amount. And if before the bid end you have the highest just-in-case bid, we're just going to bid you up $1 over the next highest bid or the next highest just-in-case that's in the chat before the bid end. So it's just a way to secure your best opportunity to get an item that you really want. We do ask two things if you use the just-in-case, though. The first thing is that it only be used during the countdown. If a just-in-case bid comes in before the countdown, Jason and I unfortunately cannot recognize it. We hope that you will put it back in as we're counting down. And the just-in-case bid should only be used by people who have put a bid in on that item already. That means you are an active bidder on that item, which makes you eligible to use the just-in-case. Non-active bidders are not eligible to use the just-in-case. Now, if you are successful and you claim an item tonight, we need some information from you. We need the following pieces of information to send you a PayPal invoice: your YouTube screen name, your real name, your shipping address, and your PayPal email. Now, you may think to yourself, well, I don't have a PayPal account. And actually, you don't need a PayPal account in order to respond to one of our PayPal invoices. All you need to do when we send you that email is click on the link, and PayPal will give you an option of checking out as a guest, which means you don't have to give PayPal a ton of information other than your name, your address, and your payment information. And you may use your Venmo account to check out through PayPal. So that's really important. Jason and I only accept PayPal because PayPal offers protections for both the seller and the buyer should something happen with the transaction. The other thing you should know is we will only ship to the address that you have in your PayPal account. If you've recently changed your address or you haven't updated it lately, please change it before we do our transaction, because we can't, if we change the address in PayPal, that means we void those protections that I just spoke about. Jason and I also use an online shipping service called Pirate Ship, which allows us to generate deep discounts on labels that go through the United States Postal Service, or if necessary, the UPS, which we tend not to use unless it's necessary. And we pass those savings on to you, and they tend to be deep discounts. Mm-hmm. Jason and I both ship from the East Coast, Zone 1, so particularly in the Mountain and in the West Coast, PayPal or Pirate Ship really allows us to get some really great rates for you. I think that's it. My name's Bill. My address and my name are right below. So if you haven't purchased from us recently, you can send both Jason and I the same email with that information, and you can pre-register with us, just in case you do decide you want to put a bid on something later. I ship from Northern New Jersey. As I said, we're both East Coast shippers. I ship to the US and Canada only. And I plan on invoicing tomorrow for anything that's purchased today, unless you would like to keep an open box through the week. I am closing all the open boxes this weekend, though. So even those that have been open for a year, everything's closing this weekend. But I'm happy to keep it open through the weekend because I do have 2 more sales after tonight. And I think that's all people need to know about me. Jason's going to tell you about him.
All right, I'm Jason from Mother Tucker's Antiques. I ship out of Pennsylvania. I do all of my packaging and invoicing on Saturdays. So that means if you purchase tonight and then you come on back Wednesday night for fantastic finds, if you buy from both sales and I can combine it safely, I will. Bill covered everything for me: PayPal, Pirate Ship. So when I do, when I package everything on Saturday, invoices usually go out Saturday afternoon to Saturday evening, depending on how busy the shop is. So that means you have open boxes. If you guys don't want to keep an open box, like for example, after tonight's sale, you don't have to. Just simply email us. We'll close it. I'll package it. Usually once the invoice is paid, I can ship next day. So usually we can do a 24-hour turnaround. I offer free pickup at the brick and mortar. So if you guys plan on or are in the central Pennsylvania area, my brick and mortar is about an hour and a half west of Philadelphia, just to give you guys a geological, idea of where we're at. And if that's something you'd like to do, just make sure you email us and we will figure that out. Also, if you are in the area, please stop into the brick and mortar, support the over 35 active small businesses under my roof. They're all working hard, trying to bring you guys some of the best vintage and antiques that they can find. So before we say hello to some of our other friends, I just want to remind everybody that what do I want to remind everybody? I just want to remind everybody, thank you guys so much for your continued support of these sales here on YouTube, okay? Please, please, please tell a friend, tell a neighbor about these live sales on YouTube. Usually as we head into the summer quarter, viewership falls a little bit, subscribers fall down a little bit. Please tell them about Mother Tucker's Monday, fantastic finds, different sales like that. Let's try to get some folks when they're sitting poolside or if they're on a vacation, pull out your phone, hang out. Maybe you can score some vintage and then we can get it shipped to your house when you get home from your vacation. So don't forget about all these fantastic sales here on YouTube. A lot of these shops have worked very, very hard to get here. So please, let's continue to grow this community even through the leaner part of the summer. That's what I wanted to say. Good thing I could articulate it. I also want to remind you guys, we will be doing a shop with me again at Mother Tucker's at some point. We are working out the details of that again. We will share with you guys the upcoming date and time of when we do that. We are hoping to do one again very soon, but we do have an extrav coming in at the end of the month, so we will keep you guys up to date. So let's say hello to some more people that hopped in. Now let's get into it. Our friend Philomena is checking in, so good to see you. We're definitely spanning the globe now. We have our friend Brad jumping in here. How are you, sir? So good to see you. Followed by Tammy. Good to see you, friend. Hopefully you are doing well. Let's see who else is in here. I think I saw a few more names. If I ever miss you, it's never intentional. Hello, Dawn. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. And I think that, we got Blythe checking in. Good to see you, Blythe. Bill, you still got to get her down to meet me. I still got to meet Blythe, or maybe while you go on vacation, maybe me and Blythe will hang out. What do you think about that? All right. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. How are you? Let's see who else is in here. I think I covered everybody. So let's get the sale started. You guys aren't here to hear us. Oh, hello, Tumbleweed. Good to see you, friend. How are you? You're not here to watch these fellas flap their gums, except to offer you some good vintage. So we'll do something different. We'll have Bill go first. So you go. Hello, Randy. It's good to see you. How are you? Blythe thinks it's funny. All right, Bill, how much is your first item starting at, sir?
It's a choice round, Jason, and it's starting at $1.
What?
So,
okay.
$1.
Right.
So over on Instagram, if you're following me over there, you know for the past week and a half or so, I've been going through my ceramic Pixie collection and posting pictures of Pixies of all shapes and sizes and colors. And as I'm going through my collection, I decided that there are some that need some new homes. So I have 3 choices tonight of little Pixie people who want some new friends. This is the first one, a little 2-inch tall green Pixie, kind of having the time of his life with his legs up in the air and he's holding them like that. It's like a thing that I think a lot of babies do that. Like actual human babies do that. In great condition, no chips or cracks. This beautiful little red cap on, just a super, super cute little addition to a collection, to a little knickknack shelf, the bottom of one of your plants, just a nice little green Pixie. If you like yellow, and these are a harder Pixie color to find, I have this great little yellow Pixie, a little paint loss, just so you know, but that's typical with these colored Pixies sitting on the logs because they do come in multiple colors, but no chips or cracks. Really, really fun Pixie. You can see the sticker residue, actually. I need to take that sticker off. It's probably lived for years with that sticker on it. And a little Japan on the bottom. So that's the second choice. And then the third choice is a blue Pixie. Little blue Pixie. Look at those ears, Jason.
I love him. I love that sculpt. That
I know.
sculpt is my favorite.
So this sculpt comes in multiple colors as well. Red is the most common, The blue and the yellow ones are a little bit harder to find. And then there is a pink and the green one is also common, but the pink one is harder to find too. A little bit of paint loss on the shoulder, but these little Japan guys have been around for a while. They're all about 2 to 2.5 inches tall, and they are the choices. And I'm going to start a countdown after I get them back up on the board one more time. So if you are interested, now's the time to get in. We're just looking for $4 or more for choice on these cute little ceramic guys. $6 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end.
The blue one is kind of the Charlie horse pose. You know, you've been in that position where every time I see him, like, oh, that's the wake me up in the middle of the night with a Charlie horse pixie.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, that came in after the bid end.
It did. Yes, it did. So highest bid goes to some guy named John Lutton. John Lutton, you have a first choice. Let me know if you would like yellow, green, or blue. And then backup goes to Blueberry Barn. And then I think Tammy was behind that.
Bill, I like how you say some guy. Do you know John? I'm not familiar with John. Do you know who John is?
That's Johnny Vintage.
Is that Johnny Vintage? Johnny Vintage, and you got to switch your name over to Johnny Vintage over here.
Did you see Johnny Vintage's vignettes this week? He's got all the stuff we want.
Well, yeah, I saw his setup at the flea market. It was pretty doggone good.
Okay, John's going to take the blue. So we have green and yellow. If anyone's left, I'm just going to watch the comments. So blueberry, yellow and green is left. You can pass, obviously. And then Tammy, yellow and green might be left for you.
All right. I'll get myself going. I'm going to start out with something that I haven't had for a while. I found a paperweight when I was down in South Jersey. So it's going to start at $22, okay? There is no signature on it. I'm also trying some new lights, so let's see how good it works here tonight. So for $22, I have this egg-shaped paperweight. It's very iridescent. It has carnival effect to it, so you can see it has some purples, some golds up top. It has some like almost cobalt and amethyst in there. Now, a lot of folks have called these, because they're signed. Mine is not signed. They'll call these St. Helen paperweights. I don't believe that mine is. Mine has a smooth bottom, so it's definitely a higher quality paperweight. There's no chips or cracks, but mine is not signed with any date. So I can't tell you who exactly made my paperweight, but it is a very heavy, very high quality. I love those speckles. I'm trying to see how my lighting's working. I'm a little nervous. We're really different tonight. Okay, there's a little bit of a glare on it, but you guys can see it measures just about 3 3/4 inches tall. So it's just a smidge below 4 inches, and it's about 2 3/4 inches wide. So there are no chips or cracks. I really think the undercolor on it is definitely amethyst, and it's reading very true to color. I actually thought this would be fun if you guys decorate with paperweights for the holiday season. I kind of thought the white speckling in it sort of looked like a firework. I thought this would look really, really unique and different if you work this into a 4th of July display. But again, I wish it had a signature on the bottom, but we have no etch signature. I did find some of these had a paper label, but as you know, with paper labels, they do disappear. So with no certainty can I tell you who exactly made it, but I can tell you it's definitely feels like studio quality glass. So it's $22 if anybody is interested on the paperweight. I would just say by the makings of it, it's probably 1980s, 1990s. And it is a very good size. So just let me get in there really quick so you guys can see that great speckling effect of the white glass in there. It is iridescent. The gold tones and the tones up top here don't fade much below right about 1/4 of the size. So again, 22, I'm not seeing any interest. We can bring this back during the recap in case some folks want to think about it. So let me hold that because it is heavy. And let's get Bill over here and get him on with his next item.
Your new lights make that look really, really good.
I'm nervous about the lights, but thank you. Thank you.
I'm like all milky tonight because of your lights. Your lights look so good. They make me look horrible. This is going to be $12 start. If anyone's interested in adding a beautiful little displayed case, hanging display case, which is meant to look like one of those old typesetting storage drawers. I don't think it actually was. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe somebody made it into it. You can tell it's old. It probably was an old drawer now that I think about it. It's all dovetailed. It has had a hanger mounted on the back of it, but it is a nice size, and I imagine you could display it in either direction. If you're a collector of little things, these are great just to have, to sort things and display them and change them throughout the year. 16.5 inches tall, so it's pretty sizable, and 11 inches across. And as you can see, there are a couple different size options for display. And I think for a lot of the little things we have, in this way is a really great way to display them, like this beautiful little ceramic little dolphin that will come with it if anyone is interested, or this beautiful little ceramic swan that will come with it if anyone's interested. Just to start out, maybe you're a brand new collector of littles and you need just a few to start your little collection out. Those will come with it, but it is a nice tray for people who have things they want to sort. I like to put things in compartments, so this is a very pleasing thing for me to have a place to put all the stuff.
They're surprisingly hard to find. Every time you need one of those, you can never find them.
Yeah, and it's in good condition. The only condition issue is when they were making it, it looks like they cut a little piece of wood right there. You see it kind of comes down a little bit here. Other than that, it's in really great condition. And I imagine you could reorient the hanger if you wanted to have it horizontally, which I think I would probably prefer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right, I'm going to count it down. Thank you, Robin, for your bid. We're looking for 13 or more for the tray and the two little ceramic pieces. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I was going to bring it to Mother Tucker's, but then I'm like, I don't really have a wall to put it on. So see if I can find a home for it here.
It's a fun piece.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love the color of the wood, too.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's just nice. And it's solid, too. So, Robin, thank you. This is coming to you with the two little ceramic guys for $12. Appreciate it.
All right. My next round is going to stick with the $12. It'll be $12 choice. And I have choice on what I believe are Victorian era hat pins. Okay. The first one is a little smaller. It has these metal gold sequins. So you can see that. And then they are attached by these little glass seed beads. Okay. So there's little cobalt seed beads on there. And it's this gorgeous little round little hat pin. And those are little metal sequins in the back. So the full entire hat pin from top to bottom comes in just at about 3 inches long. So just at about 3 inches. So this is a nice little dainty one. You know, if you guys want to use this in maybe your hat collection, maybe you want to use it, maybe you need a small hat pin. So this will be your first one in at $12. And again, I do believe that both of the ones I'm offering you are from around the Victorian era. So probably the early 1900s, latter 1800s. This one you can see is a little bit longer. This one comes in at 6 inches. I do believe the tip on this is glass, okay? So you can see like the ornateness, how that's held there. This would be really neat if you guys are into like goth kind of things. How great would this be if you use this maybe in a witch themed decor or maybe some sort of Halloween with like the blood red at the tip. It kind of looks like a dab of blood. And I will say when it comes to the Victorian hat pins, you don't often see red used in a lot of those hat pins. You know, usually they're more darker colors. So I think this is pretty unique. You can see it has the gold tone. And again, there's no bending to it. It's just a really unique hat pin. And hat pins are hard for me to source. Usually when you see them out and about, gosh, to even start a hat pin, to even try to buy one out and about, it usually seems like they're $20, $30. So I was really excited to have one of these, actually two different ones to offer you. So $12 choice. You can see, again, I do believe the tip on this, if it wants to focus for me, I do believe that that is glass, okay? You can see all the great ornate mounts that hold that in there. Thank you. It is so beautiful. And the pin itself comes in at 6 inches long. Thank you so much, Tammy. I see you in at 12. I'll quickly show you the other one again. And I do believe that these sequins on there are metal. Okay, they're not like plastic ones from the 1960s. And then you can see that what's holding the sequins on is they are threaded in there with the little glass cobalt seed beads. So we are in at 12. We're looking for 13. Let's hold them both up. We got a small one and a large one. Thank you so much, Tammy. We're looking for 13. Let's count them down. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Looking for 13 or more. And Tammy, it'll be choice. We'll just call the one red, call the other one blue. And I didn't even think about it. These are very patriotic for 4th of July coming up. If you add a piece of milk glass, you got yourself covered. Thank you so much, Karen, for the bid end. Thank you, Amy. I thought they were fun too. So Tammy, let me know which one or ones did you want. If you just pick one, all right, you got the red one. We'll bring the blue one back in the recap. Thank you so much. If it wants to switch over, hang on, Bill. It's not working right. Doggone StreamYard. I know. I don't understand what's going on. So hang on here.
Ooh.
I don't know here. We might have to go this route because something's acting silly. So
it's all good. It's all good.
Go for it.
I have an unusually large number of higher priced glass items today, Jason, but I thought they'd be fun to show. Even if they don't sell, because they all will go get listed on Vamp. But I thought we'd see them tonight just to look at the beautiful glass, and maybe there's somebody who wants to grab one. So the first one that I probably have 6 rounds of high-priced glass items tonight. The first one is going to start at $40, and I have a beautiful piece of Westmoreland milk glass. This is the Argonaut candy dish, and it has another name called Shells and Sea Serpents. So there are all of these shells all the way around it. And then the legs, if you can see, are sea serpents. I have such bad light today. Holy cow. But it's a really beautiful piece of milk glass. Has the bead detail up around the top. And the Westmoreland mark is actually right in the middle of this design down at the bottom. Jason's gone. Don't know where he went, but my lighting just got better. Stay away, Jason. My lighting's good. I'm just joking. It is a really good piece. It's got these 3 serpent feet, pretty amazing with all this shell detail. And the lid is just as amazing because it's topped off with this really beautiful shell up here, and then all of these shell details around the top. So again, this is called the Argonaut. Let me see if I can get some black behind it just to show you how great it is. So beautiful. You came back. Now I'm small. Now I'm big.
We got this now, Bill. We're good.
Good job.
Keep going.
So the piece is 6.5 inches tall, 5.5 inches across. There's also a Westmoreland mark on the inside of the lid. And there is one additional interesting feature about this piece. It contains uranium. It glows like crazy under black light. It's pretty cool. Good. It's gorgeous. I actually had the room dark last night, and I was just staring at it because it was so cool with these little sea serpents on the legs. So fun. But again, I know this is an investment piece, and by the way, it's in great condition. No condition issues with it. So if you're watching this on the replay and it wasn't claimed, it will likely be listed on Vamp in the next few weeks, or you can reach out to me directly before I list it. But yeah, it is a fun little piece, or not so little piece.
And bear with me, Bill. I don't know what was going on with my end of the StreamYard, but I think when it decided to kick me out, we're good to go now. It didn't like that I took a week off. So, all right. $20 on my next item. I haven't brought a plush in a hot minute. So I do believe that this is on the older side. So for $20, I know a lot of folks collect Scotty dogs. This little guy is in really good condition. I do believe that he's from the 1930s or the 1940s. His eyes are what I believe are glass because I kept feeling them all day. They have a coldness to them. They have a different little tap to them if you tap them. So I do believe that this is an older one. So his fur is in remarkable condition. I do believe this is his original And I think it would have been a little bit bluer, but I think it's its original ribbon, which is kind of patinaed to a little purple, like a little purple and blue. He has this cute little nose, and then you can see how they did stitch in a cute little mouth and nose. So he has these cute little dark little brown eyes. And if y'all are fans of Douglas Fudge from Wildwood, New Jersey, this is their little mascot. It is a little black Scotty dog, or little black. I guess Scotties are also known as little terriers. So he doesn't have any tags on him, so I can't tell you who manufactured him, who made him, but I can tell you he is on the older side. He measures, let's get you some measurements. He's about 8 inches tall by about 8 inches wide. So he has no weird smells. He actually, I think he was stored in a cedar closet. So if you love the smell of, clothing or things that were stored in a cedar chest, he definitely has that kind of smell. I think that's kind of what preserved him, was that he was in a cedar chest so well. So these are fun to use at Christmas time if you don't keep your plush out all year round, to tuck them underneath your Christmas tree. Like if you get yourself like a little toy drum, maybe a small little wagon, and maybe a little stuffed animal like this, a little bit of vintage plush, and just tuck it underneath the tree. I think it looks really, really fun and realistic. So again, look how cute he is. He's in superb condition there. As the light's hitting his fur, you can see it. It's not matted. There's no stains. There's not like tons of fur coming off in your hand. And I do believe that he is stuffed. I don't believe that he has sawdust in him. I believe he has a very, very firm, probably like a batting almost kind of stuffing in him. So he's not sawdust, and he will stand on his own. You can sort of feel that there is a little bit of wire in his legs, but I would not go and try to bend the legs at all on him, because he might tear, because he is very, very old. I think he's 30s, probably 30s, 40s. So let's go ahead and count him down. Thank you so much, Karen. I see you in at 20. So we're looking for 21 or more on the vintage little Scotty dog. And I do believe that's his original little ribbon to him. So if we could get somebody, maybe Amy, if you could, did she get someone to do a backup for hers at bid end? Amy, could you assist us, Amy, if you're still in the chat? So let's go ahead. God, thank you, Amy. Let's count it down. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. We're looking for 21 or more, or the bid end from Enamor Amy. Thank you so much, Amy, for jumping in there. Thank you, StreamYard, for correcting yourself. I don't need this today, not today. So I see you're just in case, but I don't think you're going to need it. And I think you're going to go get to live up north with a lot of other plushies. There's the bid end. So thank you so much, Karen. Congrats. He's yours for $20. Thank you so much. All right, Bill.
So I brought some ephemera tonight too, Jason, and I'm going to start out with a couple Life magazines. I've never brought those before. They're going to be $15 for choice.
Okay.
And they are the November and December editions from 1963, which detail the JFK assassination. So both of these magazines have extensive coverage, and probably many of you have looked at these before, of JFK's assassination, as well as, since they are November and December, for us holiday lovers, they are also full of Christmas advertising. Some of the advertising in the 1960s was black and white, but a lot of it was full color. And let me just see if I can find. Very first thing I opened to is actually a Christmas advertising of Life magazine.
Oh, I
That's
love
pretty
that.
neat. Isn't that neat?
So good. That's so good with the tree stand and all. That's awesome.
Now these magazines, I got them in plastic. I don't think the owners had ever taken them out of the plastic. They're just in amazing condition. And they're both quite, when it comes to Life magazines, I think both of these issues, they made longer. So they're pretty extensive. So here's another advertisement with Jingle Bells. That's an advertisement for Wurlitzer. So yeah, it's really fun. I love leaving the ephemera for anyone who grabs it to see what's in it. But as you can imagine, this is like a really important moment in time for both historical reasons, but also for those of us who love vintage advertising, and it's chock full. The December issue is even thicker than the November issue. and it has the family on the cover of this one. This is the one that covered the processional and the funeral. And again, for those of you, it's just kind of like a twofer. If you love, snapshots in time of historical vintage Christmas advertising, you're going to find quite a bit of it in this magazine as well. Came from the same owner, the same level of care was put into storing these magazines over time. No library smell. I always disclose the library smell. Look at this Scotch advertising. How fun is that with all those Christmas ornaments?
So good.
And I'm not trying to downplay the JFK part of these magazines. It's just that it's mostly articles and black and white pictures. But the advertising is pretty fantastic. I remember when we got our first rollout dishwasher, it wasn't installed in the room. You had to roll it out to the sink and hook it up every time you used it. And there are some of these 3D advertisings too, just so you know. Plus, again, extensive coverage of the assassination. So 2 choices: the November 1963 with JFK on the cover, the December with the family on the cover. Right now, we're looking for 19 or more for choice. They will be shipped boarded and in plastic, just so you know. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. We know what companies had all the advertising dollars back in 1963, don't we?
There's a lot of truth in that, Bill.
They both snagged the back covers. So there is the bid end. Thank you all for your bids. I see a couple just in cases for 25. Thank you so much. Robin's just in case of 31, though, means the first choice goes to Robin for 26. Robin, just let me know if you would like the November issue, which is the one with JFK, or the December issue, which is the one with the family. Then Janet, you have backup at 25. Then Elizabeth, you have backup at 25. So again, the November issue is the one with JFK, and the December issue is the one with the family.
Gosh, and they're in such good condition, Bill. Like,
they're in amazing condition. I mean, yeah, I found them in plastic. I put them in new plastic.
Right.
But yeah, they're just really, really good. So Robin's going to take December. Absolutely. So the November issue is still available. That's the one with JFK on the cover. Janet, you have first choice if you're interested. Elizabeth, you're back up at 25 if you're interested. And I think those were our 3 active bidders.
Yep. I'll just scroll up real quick. I think you're right, Bill. That one would look even good framed. Like if you were looking for like a very political themed wall, Janet says she'll take it.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. All right, guys. My next round is going to be multiples, but they're similar. So $10 choice. These are borderline antique. If not antique, each lid is sterling, and it will be choice on your personal. So these were little smaller ones. They'd have been personal ones that would have been sat at like a made table, like if it was a set table. So these are your little personal ones. They are early American pressed glass. They each have a sterling topper on them. So you have 4 sets to choose from. You have 2 large sets, 2 small sets. Some of them do have dents to the lid, but that's usually accepted with these, and it's only going to be $10 choice. So you can have your very own set of glass shakers with sterling lids for $10, okay? And each one I verified is marked sterling on the side. So your first set, you have 2 to choose from. These are the larger ones. Let me show you how gorgeous the motif is. I did not clean these. These are in as found condition. I believe that any haze to it may be just a little bit of salt dust that's still on the inside. So these measure 2.5 inches. So I'm sure that even at sterling weight, they're worth more than the $10 start. So but I didn't have the heart to scrap the lids, especially since these are so cute and dainty, and people do love to use these again. These are great, like if you do a 1 service in bed or something, or you need a small, shaker set to like take into another room with you. And these are the older ones. So you have 2 sets of the larger ones. The mold is exactly the same, very Art Deco looking, very 1920s into the 30s, and this one does have a dent. So you have 2 identical sets right here. So you have 2 sets, and they come in at 2.5 inches tall. I'm not sure who the manufacturer is. They're not marked, but each one of the sterling lids is stamped sterling. So then I have 2 sets of these smaller ones. You can see the smaller ones have this great diamond and kind of pinwheel effect to them. These are really cute and just $10 choice. So there is the other one. And I have 4 sets for you to choose from. 2 sets are alike, and the other 2 sets are alike. So, and those smaller ones come in at about 2 inches tall. So they are about 2 inches tall. And again, I did not do any cleaning to them. These are the way we found them when we were outsourcing. And I feel like my comments have stopped on my phone. Hopefully you're seeing comments on your end, right, Bill?
Yeah, on both. I have 3 devices open. I see them all.
All right. All right. Now I have comments again. So $10 if there's any choice. If there's any interest on choice of these, again, we have the taller set. And again, each one is stamped sterling. And I do know Bill was saying he brought higher dollar items. I'm trying some new items because I think you guys are probably getting tired of seeing the same old, same old. So you can see that it is stamped sterling. And at $10 a set, this would give you an opportunity to actually add a set of sterling topped shakers to your set, because I don't know the last time I saw sterling topped shakers at a live sale. So $10 each, but I'll put them down and I'll bring them back during the recap, and we'll move it over to you, Bill. All right, sir.
So I'll bring another round of that pricey glass I was talking about. This is going to start $30 for choice. And this is something that I know a lot of collectors of Moon and Star are looking for. And I have 4 of them, if anyone's interested. I have the Amethyst Moon and Star or purple water goblets, which are pretty remarkable. And I have 4 of them. I don't know how I lucked into getting 4 of them, but they are pretty spectacular. Like all of the goblets that Ellie Smith made, again, now we're in mid-century glass, not the earlier glass I showed before. All of the goblets that they made are the same size. They're 5.75 inches tall, and the mouth is about 3 inches from side to side. And I decided to offer them as choice rather than as a group, because I do know people who just collect one of these goblets to make a rainbow with all of the colors. Hi, John, that Ellie Smith made. But I do know people too who want the whole set. So I have 4 if anyone is interested. They have the gorgeous star design here on the base, as you can see. And these are all in great condition, other than my fingerprints. And then we have the moon and star design here. So it's the star inside of the moon, and then that beautiful teardrop that they make with the bead around it at the top. Just beautiful, nice, sturdy purple glass, amethyst glass. You really get a look at the good color when you look down the center of them. And as I said, there are 4 if anyone's interested. So you could choose 1 or up to 4 if anyone's interested. So I see a bid, so I'm going to count it down, because again, this is I understand that this is a piece for amethyst glass collectors, moon and star collectors, mid-century glass collectors. It's not for everyone because it is an investment. So we're looking for 31 or more for choice, and I have 4: 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. Truth be told, I was trying to keep them until I had a Halloween party. I would just love to have a table set with a whole grouping of these. How amazing would that be?
They did the purple right too.
They really did. They really, and it's so, I didn't say it while I was showing it, but obviously it's the hardest one to find.
It is.
Amethyst is the hardest one to find. So congratulations, Mary. You have first choice at 30. Let me know if you just wanted 1 or if you wanted more than 1. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. My next round is going to start at $18. And I know the front cover on this is in bad condition. I don't find it easy to find the old catalogs. I'm selling you what's on the inside. And I know we got folks here in the community that could repurpose this if they want to, or keep it as is. So I have an old Montgomery Ward's catalog. It is from the fall. It is from the fall and winter 1931, 1932. Okay. So the worst condition is the front. Okay. The inside is fully intact. There are great graphics on the inside. Okay. Montgomery Ward, actually, as they went through the Great Depression, they created these golden rule guarantees. I'll show that to you in a minute. What's missing here on this side is actually this woman right here on the front here. She is actually, I'd actually look her up. I knew that I recognized her, but she is the Spirit of Progress. She was actually introduced during the 1893 World's Expo, and Montgomery Ward actually purchased the weather vane at that expo that was used and actually put it on their building in Chicago. So she was the weather vane atop the Montgomery Ward and was also part of their like logo for the better early part of the 1900s into about the mid 50s. So for $18, you're going to get this fun Montgomery Ward's book. The back is in rough shape too, but I am going to take a minute and show you guys the inside, because I think for $18, these usually sell for a lot more if the front is in very good condition. I think you will be sold on some of the graphics on the inside. So of course, on the inside here, you have a wonderful inside section with some ladies apparel. You do have some hosiery and things, even some children in there. The pages are very taut and tight in here. So if you were a junk journaler, I thought you guys could pull some of this out. So you have some of these great shoes from the 1930s, right around the Great Depression era, heading into more of the deco. Look at these fun shoes. And the fact that the Montgomery Ward catalog was actually in color, that's a big deal. It cost a lot of money to actually, you know, print all those color ads. What I love is you have the men's section. So you have the underwear section. So Donnie, we are, oh, I see you're 18. Thank you so much. Let me highlight that if it wants to work. So then some of the other fun things in here, and I didn't want to necessarily just hold pages. I wanted to just kind of flip through. So here you have the ladies section with fur collars. So if you guys had like a area that you were going to like showcase some different apparel and furs, how great would that be to repurpose? Cut that out. Look how deco that era is. And then there's other sections in here. Here you could have actually bought your radials, your tires. You could have ordered your tires through Montgomery Ward. This was actually Google. This was actually Amazon before there was an internet. You could order all sorts of things. You could get some of your newest things like your toilet. So your toilet.
For 20 bucks. For 20 bucks.
Yep, for 20 bucks. I love it. Then for $4 and for $475, you could actually get your cast iron laundry stove. So they have your cast iron laundry stove in there. And again, the front cover and the back cover, not in the greatest, but I wasn't going to let this just be disposed of. Speaking of different things, here is your, look at your vanity sets. You have all those great vanity sets that I know we've all seen before. So you have that, you have fountain pens. And the fountain pens were going for $1.98, your choice. Here you have some different watches with 17 jewels. You have popular, what's this? Wristwatches for men. They varied from $7.24 to $9. Again,
two watches is a toilet.
That's a good way of putting it, Bill. That's a very good way of putting it. Look at all the look at these pedal cars. So now if you guys wanted to junk journal with this would be fun. All these great toys. You have the wagons, the pedal cars. The book measures, and I'll show you a few more pages. It measures 13.5 by 9 inches wide. So 13.5 by 9 inches wide. Where was that one doggone page? I knew I should. Oh, wait, hold on here. I want to show you guys. So you have the powerhouse, and these were the men's uniforms. Look at these overalls. Like, how fun would this be to repurpose, to cut that out and frame that? Like, such fun graphics in here. And then, what doggone it? I knew I should have saved that one page. I don't want to tell you what was on it because I want to find it.
Jason, can you repeat the year, please?
Yes, the year for this, it is the fall. It is, let me get it right, is the fall and winter 1931, 1932. So that's the year of the magazine. Yep, it is 1931 to 1932. So let me just show you here in color. Look at some of these bicycles. How fun are these graphics? Look at these. So again, yep, sorry guys, I'm trying to hold the book and I didn't see the chat. So yes, it is from, and it does have their golden guarantee on the front. Let me just show one more. I did ask Bill before we went live. I told him, I said, I just want to take a little extra of my time and show you guys this catalog because I think it's just really fun. It's really, really fun. What did I miss in there?
John's using an online calculator to adjust for modern day costs. So that $20 toilet today should be $412.
Oh my gosh. Now, I did notice this, so I do want to note this on the inside. There's a little bit of wear here to the inside of that page, okay? I leafed through it all, and I missed that. The one toy page has a little bit of darkening to it and discoloration. So, Donnie, if that deters you, please let me know. But that's the worst, that in the front. So, with all that said, I think we're just going to go ahead and count it down. Donnie still has it in at 18. Thank you so much. Yes, it is rough, but it is old, and I'm happy that it's here. And this could definitely be repurposed for something else. So let's go ahead and do a countdown. We're looking for 19 or more, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. The fact that this was printed almost 100 years ago is still here just blows my mind. All right, then I'm so grateful that I saved it, and I know it's going to be used for its purpose. Thank you, Donnie, and I know you're going to take good care of it and make sure it lasts even longer. So thank you so much. It's yours for 18. Thank you so much. All right, Bill.
Okay, another round of vintage glass, and this time it is a choice round again, starting at $8. And I have some more milk glass, but this time I have some of I always think of this as the third milk glass company, Kemple. I have some beautiful Kemple hand-painted plates. I have 2 to choose from. And these are on the smaller side. So a lot of the hand-painted plates are 9-inch plates. These are the 7-inch plates. So they're really nice. They're really nice size to sort of hang or to put into a plate stand. Somewhere where you might enjoy it. This is the Kemple hand-painted open lace pattern. And I have 2 of these. The first one is of these beautiful daisies, as you can see, with some other colorful flowers. And the reason we know it's Kemple is because it doesn't have the K that we typically would see in the middle, but it does have the patterning, concentric circles. I don't think it's picking it up, but it's on the bottom of the plate here. They're both in great, great condition. No chips or cracks, no rough edges, just beautiful, soft, floral painting on these gorgeous milk glass plates. So the first one was a daisy. And the second one, I believe, is meant to be straw flower. 2 different colors. These are the flowers that dry really nicely. You can usually tell by the fluorescence on the inside, with some really beautiful, maybe bluebells up here at the top. This one is equally as gorgeous. I can't tell here, I'll hold it up nice and close, if there's paint loss or if that's just how the petals were painted. But just keep that in mind. It's possible there's a little bit of paint loss there, but I don't know. And I get those up closely. Those are clearly not bluebells, they're violets. But also really pretty plate, same size, just a different patterning. So the daisies or the straw flowers are the choices. And I see that we have a bid, so I'm going to start a countdown. If anyone else is interested, we're looking for 9 or more for choice. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. So we have the straw flowers and we have the daisies. Thank you for the bid end, Karen. We appreciate you. So Trina came in with a just in case of 15. Noelle, you came in with a just in case of 45. You have first choice at 16. Let me know if you would like straw flowers or daisies. And Trina, you have backup if anything that's left over is what you are interested in. They are both yours, Noelle. Thank you.
All right. I have some glass this evening too, and mine's going to start. You're going to get the set for $18. Okay. I have probably prior to 1972, I have a set of Fenton. It is the milk glass. It is in the silver crest, but it's a tick above. It is in the Spanish lace. So you can see all that great detail on there. These are some of my favorite candlestick holders made by Fenton because they don't just have to be used as candlestick holders. They can be actually used as risers. So you can use them for all sorts of things. And they actually have enough that if you set them right, you can turn them upside down and put something on the top as long as you balance things properly. So you're going to get the set of them. There are no chips. There are no issues to them. It is the Spanish lace, so it's a tick above, and it is in the silver crest made by Fenton. So I do have the set. You know, these are great for your fancy dinners that you might want to use on your dinner table. They look great with mercury candles. Mercury candle definitely plays with the silver crest very well. And again, you don't have to use these just as candle stick holders. You can just use them as decor. They even, actually, as crazy as it sounds, they make great egg cups. So if you have fancy eggs that you want to show off, you could pop an egg on there. So they do measure. Let me get my measurements here. They are just about 3 inches tall. So they come in at about 3 inches tall, and they are roughly about 4.5 inches wide. So again, Fenton, and they did a whole series of the Spanish lace, and it's very collectible. So, and as far as I know, unless someone can tell me in the chat, usually the Spanish lace was only used on the milk glass. So I don't recall that Spanish lace was used on any other colors. So I think it was primarily the milk glass is what they used it on. So thank you so much for the bids. I see Lisa in at 20. Of course, no chips or cracks, like I already said. Again, there might be a little bit of candle residue on the inside, but these are just a fun set, great for, you know, the white part for your 4th of July, red, white, and blue. They do. And I love these, and I love the sculpt. They're very, very fancy. And again, they're fun. And I know we come up with all sorts of different reasons that we can repurpose our vintage. Again, these are candlestick holders, but because of the way the scalloping is on the top there, they then can become risers in a display if that's what you want to use them for. So I'd be very careful what kind of figurines you're going to put on there, what you're going to do, but you could turn them upside down and use them. And as we learned from Noel, you can stack your glass. So these are definitely fun if you want to stack them. So we're in at 20 with Lisa. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and do a countdown. And you're going to get both. It is Fenton, silver crest, and then it's Spanish lace is that design on top. So $21 or more, counting down from 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Looking for 21 or more, or the bid end from Karen G. Thank you so much, Karen, for being our official mod and bid ender. And again, you can add all sorts of other pieces of this to your collection. So if you start with these, there's more pieces that you can find. There's our bid end. Thank you so much. So Trina had it just in case of 30. Lisa had that just in case of 40. So Lisa, congratulations. The set is yours for $31. Thank you so much. All right, Bill.
So Jason, I have some brass tonight, but it's brass and glass together. And this round's going to start at $8 as well. I have two, so it's for choice of the same thing. I have these really beautiful brass and emerald colored glass perfume bottles. They are pretty spectacular. They are very ornate looking. And the stopper on these is quite large. This whole top part, the finial, is actually the stopper, which allows you to access the inside of the perfume bottle. Now, a lot of times when I see brass and glass together, I think it's modern India, made in India. Every indication of these pieces is that they are quite old. There is no made in India stamp or sticker on them. Not that made in India is bad. I love brass a lot, but I believe these to be fairly old and unusual just because of these really great stoppers. Let me just give you a close-up on these. The stoppers themselves are almost 3 inches long. Yeah, they're pretty gorgeous. They screw nicely into the top. As you can see, there's patina. These have been around the block, but there's no damage to them other than patina. The glass could use a bit of cleaning on the inside. I don't know what they were most recently storing, but there is a little bit of residue on the glass. It's not coming across here, but probably pretty simple to solve with an Alka-Seltzer tablet. And again, they are two, and they are perfect matches of one another. So the winner can decide to be, maybe Turkish. That's quite possible, or Egyptian, or Persian. Somewhere in that area of the world is likely where they came from. I know a lot of Egyptian perfume bottles. That's a big thing in all those countries. So I'm going to start a countdown. Right now we're at 15 for choice, and there are two to select. We're at 16 looking for 17. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Jason, I don't know why I'm obsessed at looking at things with this tile background lately. I just think it makes everything look more mid-century.
I think it means you need to add some of that to the house. That's
Maybe.
what I think you need to do.
So you're going to come up and help me with the bathroom reno?
Well, I got to make you some sandwiches down here first that I promised you on Friday, and then I'll come up and help you.
All right, so there's the bid end from Karen. Thank you so much. So Glowy had a just in case of 37. Noelle had a just in case of 66. So Noelle at 38, let me know if you wanted one or two. Glowy, you're back up at 37. Nikki is back up at 16. Noelle will take both. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. I think this is one of my highest. No, there might be one other thing. One of my highest price items for the evening. It's going to be $30 choice. If you guys collect ceramic birds, if you guys love them, I can't find these anywhere. These were manufactured by a company. They're not a hobbyist. One has a repair. One's in very good well, they're both in good condition, but one has a repair. These are some of the most epic bird wall pockets I've ever found in my life. And I think they're worth every bit of the $30 start that I'm offering them at. So you can see the gorgeous sculpt. I do believe they're doves. I don't think they're pigeons. They have this great gray and white look about them, this ombre, this kind of airbrushed effect to them. And they are wall pockets. So you can see they are wall pockets. Somebody did put some metal on to hang it. So it's in very, very good condition. One isn't perfect. The other one has a little repair here to the tip, which I will show you. So you could buy them both. They are going the same exact way. And if you guys know, when it comes to these sorts of birds, these are very, very collectible, whether they be bluebirds or something like this. Whenever you have a bird or a fish or a mermaid, and then you add it to a wall like this, they become higher dollars. So for $30, I think it's a good start. That's your second one. You can see right up there, right below the blob of manufacturing, that's extra paint. You can see where it's been glued a little bit. So these are identical. These are gorgeous. They're very mid-century. They're very soft colored. They're going to look good in all sorts of different decors, and they are wall pockets.
Bug, I agree. The eyeliner on these is amazing, but what I really love is how they did that really glossy breast on it. I love that they didn't have the whole body white. That breast is beautiful.
If you guys are looking for some unique wall pockets, and they are wall pockets, so they are planters, or they can just be decor on your wall. I'm telling you guys, no Google image. There's no way finding these. I don't know if they were just a harder sculpt to find, but they're going to match all your other kitschy. They're not too kitschy, and they're also going to match your mid-century. So like I said, one of them does have a repair on the tip, which I'll show you that closer, but let's show you this one again. $30 choice. They're coming in at 7 inches tall by 8.5 inches wide. So again, when it comes to bird things, they're almost as collectible. They do kind of have a seagull kind of feel about them. They do. I was just going with doves because I know that there are gray doves. And I kind of just feel like that would be just like a peaceful sort of bird that you guys could hang on your wall. So let me show you the back here. It does have a hole on it so you can hang. It doesn't necessarily have any like indicators or names on the back that I could see, maybe under the ring light. It'll show me a little bit more, but I can't find any. It's super clean on the inside. The gold is cold painted on the wings. Everything else is glazed. I do believe the eyes on these are cold painted. Sherry, thank you so much. I see you in at 30.
And
I will
Jason,
tell you,
that black spackle on the cream white color is when you hold it up close, it looks so good.
I love it. And then this is the one that is repaired. So one does have a little tip repair, but honestly, from the front, it's very hard to see. So there you can see that's the wing that was repaired. So if this is up on your wall, honest to God, you're not going to see it. But since they are going the same way, I thought maybe somebody wanted one. But again, if you stagger these on your wall, if you had like a gorgeous, like, I don't know, seascape picture and they were going like this, I'm just telling you, when I saw these, I gasped because we collect this kind of stuff and I've never seen these before in my life. And I could not find a manufacturer. And I'm telling you, these are fun. These are good.
Those would be really great on a covered porch.
Oh, they would.
with some ivy in them, like on either side of a door or window.
Agreed.
As long as they had
Agreed.
some protection.
And again, look at the very mid-century, like the eyeliner, like you guys are saying. Like, it's just a good piece of kitsch, and it's vintage, and it's going to go in so many different decors. So $30 choice. We're in at 30 right now. Let's go ahead and do a countdown. We're looking for 31 or more. Sherry, you might want to use it just in case somebody comes in, because I'm telling you guys, at $30, some of these sell online for over $100 each. So at $30 each, let's do a countdown. I'm looking for 31 from 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. We're looking for 31 or more. It's on choice. One is repaired, but if you buy them both, you're going to have your set. So you can be balanced and you can put them on your wall however you want. No issues with the cold paint. These are just superb. And I'm going to tell you, they got to be rare, because I can't find them anywhere.
I haven't seen them.
Ever. So there's our bid end. Thank you so much, Karen G. Congratulations, Sherry. You got yourself choice on some really epic bird wall pockets. You just have to let me know if you wanted one or two, and I can get it moving over here to Bill. Sherry, just let me know if you wanted one or two. And if you just want one, I'm assuming you want the one that isn't repaired. So the one that is not broken. You got it. It's yours. Congratulations, and thank you so much. All right, Bill.
It's so fun to see the stuff you haven't seen before, because I've seen a lot of wall pockets. I've got a lot of wall pockets.
I know.
All right, so I've got a piece of Fenton, and I told you all I was bringing some glass tonight, some pretty spectacular glass. If it's just to look at, that's fine, but maybe we'll find a home for it. I have a really unusual piece of Fenton that's going to start at $95 if anyone is interested. And I meant to bring this the other day when the Valentinos were together, and I did a lot of mermaid and under the sea pieces, but for some reason it didn't. I didn't think about it when I was putting that sale together. I have Fenton's blue iridescent, as you can see. This is their Atlantis koi vase, and it's a series of hand-painted koi on top of this beautiful bluish green iridescent glass with them blowing bubbles. And a lot of people commonly call this the Sea Dreams series, because it's so dreamy looking. So for instance, here we're looking at a koi from top, and then here we have one from the side. There's little details of sea plants down here as well. And again, these are hand painted. It is signed by the artist. This artist is Stacy Williams, and then there is the Fenton impression down here on the bottom. And it's a sizable piece for a vase. It's 6.5 inches tall, 5 inches across. And in addition to using it as a vase, I think it would be lovely if you had a party and you filled it with water and you picked a couple of your favorite flowers from the garden and you just floated them as a centerpiece with maybe a floating candle. How lovely would that be? While the outside is iridized in satin, the inside is iridized and not satin glass, it's regular glass. So you don't have to worry about damaging the inside, but you can get a really good look at that iridescence. So pretty. And I knew that we needed to have a collector here tonight for these. So not a problem. If anybody is watching this on the replay, you go ahead and go over to Vamp or direct message me, because in the next week or two, I will list this on Vamp just to find the right home for it, because it needs a collector. But I thought it would be super fun to show tonight.
It's a doggone hard piece of Fenton to find.
And they make a fairy lamp, and they make several pieces in this style, but they also make a fairy lamp, which is so pretty. And it comes in other colors too.
It's gorgeous. Okay,
thank you for your bid, Noelle. Thank you. So I'm going to count it down now. If anyone else is interested, now is the time to get in. Look at that huge one. It's just so big.
Gorgeous.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end.
Bill, did you see Karen said that Stacy was only with Fenton for 1 year to paint?
Amazing. I love that Gavin found that website for us, and I didn't think to look it up.
Audrey, dear, I think you are lagging really, really bad.
Karen, thank you for the bid end. Noelle, you didn't need your just in case. Congratulations. This beautiful piece of Fenton is yours for $95. Thank you so much.
And Audrey, if you're lagging from the last round with the other bird, and you were bidding on that, hopefully you catch up. If you're interested, you're all right, Audrey, but if you were interested in that other bird, I would let you have it for the start price of $30. It is the one that's repaired. Just in case you were lagging, if you were interested in one of the bird wall pockets, you could have the one that's repaired for the bid of $30. Nope, it was a mistake. Okay, we're just trying to please everybody. We don't want somebody to feel bad that they missed out on something. So no problems at all. My next piece, when I purchased it, I thought that it was original. It looks like somebody married it together, but they did a good job because the Westmoreland base is the same exact sculpt. It's 90% the same sculpt as the L.E. Smith base. So if this was an L.E. Smith, it would be a clear base. And I like it more so with the milk glass base. So you're going to get a harder to find frosted amber, moon and star, top fairy lamp, and the base is the base to a Westmoreland fairy lamp, okay? But I've sold enough of these to tell you, and I actually went online to do some research. The base is this almost the same exact style base that L.E. Smith would have used. The only thing different is they seem to have a little bit of a different lip down here on the bottom. But this is a Westmoreland base. I kind of like the milk glass bottom. So for $40, you're going to be getting a Westmoreland base, and I think you can just kind of see where it says Westmoreland down there. Hello, Andrew. How are you, friend? Guys, I got to stop for a minute. If you guys are not subscribed to Vintage Samples, he's my friend Andrew. If you guys love anything glass, mid-century, and you love watching a vintage reseller, please give him a follow. Maybe one of our mods could put the link to his channel in the description. He has a really fun channel, and he's also a Pennsylvania guy. So please give our friend Andrew a follow.
And he's over on Instagram, too.
Yes, he is. Same exact name. You will not be sorry. So $40 if anybody's interested. It looks like there's a slight little manufacturing defect here on the inside. Let's see if I can catch it. You can sort of see it right there. I don't know how somebody could have chipped that. So I believe that that was in the manufacturing, okay? A lot of these different shades and lids, in my experience when I've sold these before, they always have some crudeness in there on the inside. So you can sort of see right there. I don't know how somebody could have possibly chipped that. So I have to say, I believe that's in the manufacturing. So I do understand $40 with a quote married fairy lamp. When I purchased it, I thought it was the original base because it looks and fits exactly the way the L.E. Smith one would. And what I like is the fact that it has milk glass on the base. I think it actually makes the shade pop a little bit more. If it was an L.E. Smith base, it would be frosted glass, and it probably would not look as gorgeous as this one does. So the measurements on it is 8 inches tall, and it's roughly 4.5 inches wide. And the shade alone would be your value of $40 because to find anything that is frosted moon and star is something that just isn't normally around. You don't find a lot of it. It almost has like an orange kind of look to it, and it kind of glows. Underneath black light, it does give a sort of a purple kind of hue to it. So maybe you guys can see it does give it kind of a purple hue. So if you had it in a black light display, that would definitely glow very, very purple. So again, $40 if anybody's interested. It is a Westmoreland base, which is very identical to the L.E. Smith base. And then the top is your L.E. Smith Moon and Star. And just let me get in here so you guys can see how gorgeous this is. I think this is very regal and very elegant. And I think it's going to look good in not only your mid-century displays, but if you guys do like a Victorian display, if you use this as a little like nightlight or in your boudoir, anything like that. And it's in overall very good condition, except for the little manufacturing defect that you can just sort of see up there in the rim. Let me see if I can show.
I think that's great for Christmas because that amber shade is really reading gold to me.
It is.
I think it'd be great in a silver and gold Christmas display.
Very good point. And, you know, I'm okay with it because I have to tell you that to find these pieces, these kind of fairy lamps, you just don't see them. You just don't see them. And If your concern was that the base is not L.E. Smith, honest to God, you can probably find a base 2 times before you find a top. But if folks need to think about it, that's okay. We will bring it back during the recap, or we'll take it to Mother Tucker's, one of the two. So, but we will bring it back one more time for a recap, and you can have a shot at it for the $40 start. So let's get Bill back over here, and let me sit it down so I don't damage it.
Okay, I have a $5 round for choice, Jason, and I was lucky enough to find a collection of really amazingly graphic drawing and painting books, definitely from the mid-century, although none of them have a date in them. So I'm guessing somewhere between the late 60s and early 80s these were made. And the reason I brought them is that they're all nautical themed, and there are 4 to choose from. Each one of them, this was a series. You can see that they were numbered up here at the top. I think there were over 200 of these, and they were published by a publisher called Walter Foster. But each one focuses on a different artist and their process and their techniques for painting nautical related things. For instance, this one is how to draw and paint seascapes. I thought these would be just great if you have a mid-century house just to put out on your coffee table. But if you are someone who is an artist, or you're someone who's a scrapbooker, or you're someone who wants some framed art, this book is full of great information, but also great artwork if you wanted to just pop a page out or two to frame. And each one is a little bit different. I mean, there's a lot of frameable pieces in here, as well as the steps that the artist took. It's kind of like Bob Ross in a magazine. Color palettes that were used. I mean, there's just so much information in them. So I'm just going to show the covers very quickly, but all of the insides are pretty much the same. It covers the artist process, their techniques that they use, and have a lot of examples of their artwork. Like this artist also did ships. There's a whole bunch of ships in here. And these are each about 30 to 40 pages. So they're pretty substantial. And as you can see, originally $1. But $1.25 if you bought it in a foreign country. So there was seascapes, then there's the sea in action. Again, a different artist, because each one of these featured a different artist with different panels and painting techniques on the inside. Then there was one by another artist, Ralph Coventry, how to paint boats, with some really glorious boat pictures on the inside. Just really, really nice. And actually the step-by-step process that's used to paint them. And as you can see, these are all in amazing condition. The boat one has a little paper loss on the back, but it looks like part of the waves. Initially, I thought it was part of the waves. And then the last one, Vernon Kerr is the artist, seascapes and landscapes. But I just thought these would be really great for lots of different purposes. I could imagine going into a seaside mid-century house and just seeing these displayed, on a coffee table or in boathouse decor. I'm so obsessed with that since you mentioned it a couple of sales ago. Boathouse decor never occurred to me. Hey, Sandra G, good to see you. So just $5 for choice if anyone's interested. If not a problem. We're going to move on to see some other amazing things tonight.
Some of the font on the front of those books they're really good. Hello, Sandra. It's so good to see you. My next round is going to be $28, and you're going to get both of these, okay? And after the 60s into the 70s, Miller Studios started going away from the heavy chalkware and started doing something a little bit different. They started to do this like almost blow mold, vacuum form,
yep.
Kind of, decor. So the back is a particle board. What's great about these is you get the look, but they're not going to pull the nail out of your drywall. They're not going to need a thicker nail because they are very light, and they're going to be light to ship. So I have to tell you that these are difficult to find that aren't damaged, because folks dropped these and they cracked and they just became not pretty to hang on the wall. The only condition issue is one of them had just a little smidge, I think, missing or loose. Yes, it was right there. You can see it's just a little loose up there in the corner, okay? These are gorgeous. How great would these look with those bird wall pockets that I just offered up? It's kind of that black and gold, very mid-century, very maybe Asian inspired, very almost Victorian inspired. And it's these gorgeous birds on their tree limbs with those gorgeous leaves. And they are made by the Miller Studio. They are stamped 1975 up here on the top. I don't know if I can get it in here to show you guys. You can see right up top right there, up there, you can see where it's kind of embossed. And it does say Miller Studio 1975. Both of these measure, and you're going to get them both. You're going to get them both for that price of $28. It's not on choice. This is the set. This is how you would have purchased them. They measure 16 and a half inches tall by 7 inches wide. Look at that great detail. And again, this is that blow form. It is that vacuum form design. And then they airbrushed and painted it. And it does really mimic that Miller Studio, that chalkware kind of look. And then they do have their holes in the back so you can hang them. They actually, each one of them, let me sit the one down so I don't damage it. They actually have 2 holes. So they wanted you to snug those in there pretty doggone good and firm on there. So again, you can see that they are nice and thin. They used particle board on the back. It was kind of a sign. I don't know if it was their way of kind of, cheapening the process so that they could still produce them at their price. But again, they do look like the chalkware, but they're very mid-century. So again, you can see the tree branch here. You can see the swooping. I don't know if that's a little wren. Maybe that is a little wren swooping in there. Great detail, great colors. I do love the black and gold. That there almost looks like the bigger part of the tree down below. Again, they're both from 1974. So I'll show them to you again here. They would look great on your wall with the wall pockets that I was offering. It was kind of a look I was going with tonight. Thank you so much, Gavin. I think they look very pretty and really fine too. They would look so great in a bedroom, maybe in a hallway. Sometimes me and Bill talk about those odd spaces. You don't know where to hang things. I actually think these would look great on a gallery wall if you had like maybe textured things, like maybe fabric art, like, crewels. Mix something like this in if you had, sort of an outdoor kind of feel.
They would also look great layered behind your hanging plants.
They would. And these would look great, in a sunroom if you wanted to put them on a sunroom. And they also can sit. You can prop them in the back of your displays if you want to. So you can put them together or you can separate them. So I'm not seeing any interest. That's okay. I'm going to sit them down so I don't damage them because they've lived a long life. And we're going to move it over to Bill. I'll bring them back for a recap.
Okay, so I did bring some ceramics tonight. It's not all glass. So this is going to start at $30 if anyone's interested. And it's my planter of the evening because I have this gorgeous lady head vase, an Narco lady head vase for your consideration. She is in great condition, save a tiny chip in her paint right here. I just want everyone to see that. Well, hello, Anna D. Good to see you tonight. I hope everything is good down south. As I said, she is a Narco. She's number 3397. She has her Narco stamp and her Narco sticker. It doesn't have the year on the bottom, but she's probably late 50s. She also comes in a version where her sister has a pink bodice instead of this light minty green. But I love her face. To me, she's reading like Pink Lady, Grease kind of. She's like in the classroom. She's maybe one of the good girls in the classroom who's not so much of a good girl when school's out. But super sweet. I love her eyes and her eyelashes. And again, she's a blonde. Sometimes blondes can be a little bit harder to find than the brunettes in the head vases. And she has been used. Just so you know, she has some calcification there on the inside. But again, no damage, no chips or cracks. At some point, someone did put some felt pads on the bottom, but they have since been removed. But other than that, all of her credentials down here on the bottom are intact and nice and able to be read. She is one of the mid-size head vases. Gosh, I haven't sold a head vase in so long. I forgot how much I know about them. But she is a mid-sized one. She's the 5.5-inch tall one, about 3.5 inches from side to side. So head vases typically can go up to 7 inches, and then there's extra large ones up to 9. And then the mini head vases can be just 2.5 to 3 inches tall. So she's sort of in the mid area. And if you ever get a chance to look at the official Lady Head Vase book, the chapters are actually organized, not by company, not by type of style, but by size of the head vase. That's how the chapters are organized. It's really interesting. Oh, excellent. I love hearing when people plant my seeds. Thanks so much, Anna D. So I'm going to count it down. Verlaine is in at 31. We're looking for 32 on this lovely lady. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Now, I don't think they had Botox back then, but she's got, you know, her lips are great. Usually we see them in heart shape, but these are really full.
I'm still trying to digest the whole, like, not a good girl after school kind of comment.
Well, so I'm channeling Grease. If anyone's seen Grease 2, Grease 2 is all about, it's like the opposite of Grease 1, where, you know, the tough people in Grease 2 is the group of women. So they have like have you seen Grease 2, Jason?
No, I have not. I've seen one.
I'm not going to continue this conversation until you watch it.
Okay. All right.
So there is the bid end. Thank you so much, Karen. Verlaine, this is yours for 40. And if anyone hasn't seen Grease 2, it's actually the better of the two movies, in my opinion.
All right. Better watch her, Verlaine. I hear you're getting a head vase. It's not a good girl. So I don't know what might happen when she gets to your place.
She's a pink lady in training.
I have a piece of glass that you don't see that often. It's made by a company that we all love, and it's a harder piece to find in this pattern. And if you want an epic piece of glass, it's going to be a statement. I have it for you. This is made by Fostoria. It's just a fun compote. It's a very large piece of glass. It is starting at 40. That's half the price that it is anywhere else. So I'm starting it for half of what you're going to pay anywhere else for it. Usually you don't find the larger piece. This is part of the Fostoria line. This is the Crowns and Crystal line, and it is a gorgeous piece of very gold glass. It does read yellow. It also can read amber in certain lights. It is a gorgeous, huge piece. This would make a great centerpiece. This would look awesome as your decor if you guys needed some kind of a very regal fruit bowl, something like that. You could do what Bill had said with his vase. You could put water in here. You could actually float votives in there if you wanted to. It was kind of a theme that I was going for. It has kind of a very mid-century, yet very regal kind of feel to it. So, you know, with the little scallops here at the top, this could definitely fit into like more of a Art Deco, more of a 1930s kind of a feel. It's very Regency, very Hollywood Regency, so you could fit this in with your mid-century if you wanted to. There are absolutely no chips or cracks to this. If you guys do research on this, you're going to see that this large compote, which comes in at 8 inches tall by 9 inches wide, is not a piece of glass that you find that often, okay? They made other pieces. They made candlesticks. They made covered It is very much like a crown. That's why it has its name. It's a very regal piece of glass, and this was manufactured in the mid-century. So this is more of a mid-century piece of Fostoria glass. It is elegant glass. It's in very good condition. You can see how gorgeous it is. No imperfections. Fostoria was definitely an elegant glass. You can see I kind of brought this because it kind of has the same kind of scroll work that my Spanish lace sort of had. But again, this would be fun if you guys wanted to stack some glass in there. I could see this being your centerpiece at Christmas time, especially I know some folks use a lot of crowns because of, you know, Christ being born. You could put a gorgeous pillar.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I mean, you could do all sorts of things with this. I just think I was not going to pass this up, especially knowing that I could bring it at a fair price so that the folks could add this, because it's a gorgeous piece of Fostoria glass that you just don't normally see that often. And it is big. It's going to ship easy because we use pirate ship. I have a great box for it, so it'll get to you safe. Don't let the size intimidate you. But the fact that you could have a gorgeous piece of Fostoria glass at half of what it would cost you anywhere else, I just think it does not glow. It does not glow under black light. I sort of was hoping that it would have a uranium glow to it. So again, it is about 8 inches tall, and then it is 9 inches wide. So, and again,
it would be great at Christmas, Jason, if someone filled it up with some sparkly sand and then put one of their nativity scenes on top of it. The crown is kind of just giving me like that sort of vibe.
I like that. I like that, Bill. That's a good idea. And like I said, when I found this piece, I had never seen their large compote. I'm used to seeing the same sculpt, but on a smaller level, which is their covered candy dish. Thank you so much, Sherry. See, you're 40. And I was like, is that still Fostoria crown? And yes, it is. I mean, the fact that this large piece of glass didn't sustain an impact, because usually folks think the smaller glass gets damaged. Sometimes these larger pieces folks would damage, and there's nothing wrong with this at all. And again, it's no sale pitch. This is a very, very cheap price. Philomena, it is considered an amber, but it's also a yellow glass.
It's honey amber. It's honey amber.
Yes, and it leans really hard on yellow. So it leans really hard on yellow. And actually, if you do research, some Fostoria will call this their yellow. They will call this yellow, although that in our world, anything that hinges on like an amber tone, they call it amber. So, but Bill's right. It's definitely a honey amber, but honest to God, in the light, it looks yellow. It looks yellow. Thank you so much, Philomena. Let's do a countdown on this. We're looking for 41 or more, and we are doing just in case if you're an active bidder. So 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. You would think that I would have held my black behind it so you guys could see it a little bit better.
It's coming really across really well with your lighting right now, Jason. Your lighting is really working.
Thank you. You would have thought we would have figured that out a few months ago. There's our bid end. So Sherry, congratulations. The Fostoria crown is coming to you for $40. Thank you so much. All right, Bill.
Okay, $8, Jason. And I thought I'd just bring a little bit of Patriotic right now, since we are in the season. I have this cute little plastic Patriotic salt and pepper shaker, where the pepper shaker is the bottom piece here, which is the flag, and the salt shaker is the star up here. It's in great condition. The plastic stoppers are still present, and it's 3.75 inches tall. And I have this in my my 4th of July display. So I found a second one. I always pick this setup when I find it because it's so graphic. It's so like pop art. I think it's super cool, just the way that they made it. It's so fun to look at. And it doesn't just represent the United States. There are multiple other countries in the world who have similar colors and themes in their flags. So you never know, somebody else might be able to use it in their display. But yeah, it's super good. And I love the fact there's this design detail on the back where, to get the stopper off, they've made a little impression in the back to get the stopper out. And if I didn't mention it, John is right. This was a piece that was made by Avon, but super good. I love how it just fits in there. I like staggering it a little bit. So you see, I display mine in my case like that. So you see a little bit of red on the top, and it gives it a little bit of dimension, but super fun. Just $8 if anyone's interested. But I want to move it along. If there's no interest, we're gonna let Jason do his next item. What were you gonna say, Jason?
I was gonna say that would match John's radio that he sold on Friday. Like that, with that, you don't need to do anything else.
You mean the radio that everyone, including us, wanted?
Yes, that radio, Bill. That radio.
All right, so thank you, ladies. I see your bid. I know I was moving quickly, but we do have a few more rounds to get through. Right now, we're looking for 10 or more. So 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. John, I never even thought of that, but that actually works too.
It always reminds me, that set reminds me of The More You Know from NBC when they shoot the star across.
Totally.
And I'm sure we all remember those days.
So thank you for the bid end, Karen. Trina had a bid of 10, but Mary came in with a just in case. So Mary, this is yours for $11. Thank you so much.
All right. My next round, guys, is going to start at $15 choice. I have some antique songbooks, and they are religious themed. I know we do have some folks in the community that are musicians. I know some folks love books and ephemera and things, and I think the graphics on these are just really fun. So I'll quickly show them to you. They are all pre-1900, and they are all in pretty good vintage condition. So your first choice at 15. And if you guys do research on the songbooks, you will see that these turn of the century ones, you don't see that often, and they do start a little bit higher than what I'm starting at. This first one is from 1880. Okay, so this first one is from 1880. This one is the Sunday School Songbook. It measures 7 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. So, of course, we have the gorgeous graphics here on the front of the angel playing the harp. I just love the aging to the front. That alone, to me, I think, sells it just to use that in your display. Back here on the back, it actually promotes some different sheet music for the piano and the organ. And then it also describes some other music books that you guys could purchase. So I'm going to be very careful with this because I don't want it to fall apart. On the inside, there was a Mary Spolden. I think her name is Spolden. She did sign most of these. They were hers. So that is what you find on the inside. So this one is from 1880. And some of the songs in here are, for example, Remember Jesus Leads. Just that script alone in there. They're just gorgeous. And I will show you here this one. This one here. Here is the front. And I want to find here where it says, yes, 1880 is right in here on the front. So you can see that it is from 1880. Just amazing. So I just thought this would be fun if you guys wanted to. So the Cross of Jesus is some of the songs. This one is Breath on Thy Blessing. Again, it's not so much the songs or the inside. It's just the books alone. I think the aesthetic. One of these songs is It's a Little Pilgrim, very religious. Strange, How Strange, just gorgeous. Like I know some folks keep their pianos out. I thought this would look gorgeous if you guys had these out on your piano. So that would be your first choice at 15. And again, these are all antique. So that's your first choice. The second one here, some of the graphics on the front, Triumphant Songs. This one has the Lily of the Valley on the front. Again, I just enjoy the sculpt of the script on the front of all of these. And this one is from 1892. So again, all the pages are intact as far as I could tell. Then you open it up, and this is, of course, songbook number 3. Just something different I wanted to bring tonight for you guys to see. And again, it will show, where did I find the copyright? The copyright was on one of these front pages. Trust me, I found it. So here again, it has all sorts of different songs. Like this one in here is Come His Table is Spread. I just thought this was super unique. I don't often find these songbooks. I Will Lift You Up, Mine Eyes. I don't know if folks are familiar with any of these songs. But again, these gorgeous songbooks from the turn of the century, you know, that was a big deal to have this. I mean, they didn't have the internet back then. So this one measures, I don't know if I told you, this one is about 5.5 by 8, 5.5 by 8. And this one I love, just the front on this alone with the gorgeous. I am right, Bill, when I say that that's Lily of the Valley, right? With all the little.
You are correct, Jason. Okay. And for that reason and others, I think that would be a beautiful book to photograph in vignettes. For people who do that. Actually, they all would, but that one in particular was quite striking.
I just thought some of the fronts on these alone, and some of these books, if you do research on some of these songbooks, they sell for 30 and upwards. This one here is actually from 1899. The revival, again, that script on there, that font on there is just amazing. The fact that these books are still around and that the spines are in very good condition. I just thought it was something different to kind of mix in. It kind of went with my theme for the evening. So again, it's the same Mary here, and I guess it's Goldwren. I guess it's Mary Goldwren. I can actually read her handwriting a little bit better on this one. So Mary Goldwren did sign all them. Yes, we understand open book holder here that's actually advertising a different book holder, so that you could have it hook on while you used it on your piano or things like that. Hello, Steele. Good to see you. They have songs in here like God is Love, Go After the Lost, The Broken Pinion, I Am Resolved. Again, it's not so much the songs, although I'm not, discrediting them. Mine is just the fact that you have this gorgeous older piece of ephemera, this older piece of literature, and it is a songbook. And I know folks collect the sheet music. I thought they might be interested in some of these older songbooks. But apparently I was wrong. So I will show them to you again very quickly. There's the Revival one. That one is from 1899. I have one from 1892. Triumphant songs, again, very good condition. And then this one, I think this one would look good out, of course, all year round, but even at Christmas time. And this one is Sunday school songs. And then you have the angel and the harp, again, in very good condition. I'll bring these back into recap and we'll get you going, Bill. So how much, sir?
Well, before I say how much, let me just clarify it because it's also an expensive item. A couple months ago.
Hold on. I got buttermilk and cream. Thank you. So buttermilk and cream's in at 15. Thank you so much. It'll just be on choice of the Sunday school, triumphant, or revival. So let's do a quick countdown. Thank you so much. From 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid. And thank you, Buttermilk and Cream, for your bid. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you aren't subscribed to Bill's channel, please do so. The link is in the description. Follow him over on Instagram. Thank you for the music note, Bid, and Karen G. So Buttermilk and Cream, just let me know. This one we'll call School. That one will be School if you're interested in that one. This one will make it easy to type. We'll put Flower. And this one will be number 3. So number 3, Flower or Angel.
School.
And I can, okay, thank you. I got you for the School. Thank you so much.
No, that's what you told her to
do. Okay, all of them are yours. Thank you so much. Whew, you think it's my first live sale? Thank you, Buttermilk and Cream. They're all yours, and congratulations. All right, Bill.
Okay, so in preface to this next round, a few months ago, I previewed something that I didn't realize what the value was until right before the sale. It was a Pink Depression milk glass sugar dispenser. I had no idea. Today, that happened again. I put something in my preview last night, and I researched it today. I thought I had a really beautiful Lefton Siamese cat. But I looked into it today, and what I realized is I do have a really beautiful Lefton Siamese cat, but it is of the rare long neck bandit variety. Believe it or not, there's this whole thing about these cats online. They're pretty remarkable. So Jason, I'm just going to show it for people to look at, but if anybody does want to bid on it, it's going to start at $70. And that's a deal. But I'm probably much more likely going to find a home for it by listing it online, because this is kind of the thing I think people would search for rather than just randomly be able to find at a sale. But I'm going to show it to you because it is beautiful. This cat is 8 inches tall, and at its widest, it's 3.5 inches across. So someone knows what I have here. It does come in multiple colors. This is the olive color. It comes in multiple shades of brown, as well as an incredibly hard to find turquoise aqua color. That's what it looked like to me. And this one still does have its Lefton stamp. If anyone's just interested in looking it up, if you look up Lefton cat number 4693, you can really see some beautiful examples of this particular mold. It is in perfect condition. It's in amazing condition. I never say perfect, even though it is. There's nothing wrong with it. No chips, no cracks, nothing to be concerned about, no paint loss, and all of the information is on the bottom. A really, really fun piece to have. And if you love Siamese cats, in great condition. All of the eyes on this bandit collection of cats is the same sort of chartreuse yellow glowy color. It's pretty remarkable. And again, it's a big piece, so it is a long neck. It's not a shaker. A lot of people, in fact, myself, when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, it lost its, buddy shaker." It's not a shaker. It's a standalone ceramic. And I've seen people with collections lined up on shelves, 6 or 7. I don't even know. Maybe people in the chat know, but there's a bunch of different colors of these. So I'm going to start a countdown. Thank you all for your interest in this beautiful piece. Right now, it looks like we're looking for 78 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. going upside down. Yeah,
I've never seen one of these before. And Bill, I thought that there were glass eyes in there. Those are painted on eyes, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I didn't check to see if they glow. Maybe they do. Probably somebody in the chat knows whether or not they do. But I think it's pretty good. So, Sherry, thank you for throwing out that big bid end. This is coming to you for $78. Thanks so much. Yeah. Everybody go look at this cat online. It's pretty, I was pretty shocked by it.
I never saw one until you showed it to me tonight. So
I was like, oh, I have a beautiful, cool-looking ceramic mid-century Lefton cat. That's what I thought.
You have a really, really cool mid-century Lefton-looking cat. So good night, Anna D. Have a great evening. So I'm going to show it to you the way one of the ideas that you can use these for, okay? So they don't have to just be used in flower arrangements. One of the hat pins is sold. The other one will come back in the recap. But I want to give you guys an idea of how fun these little cage flower frogs can be used for other things, okay? I know folks actually put these back into use. Some of them actually use them in their decor, and I think these are fun to display some of your hat pins in. You can actually even put your enamel flower pins in there if you want to, and you can do little arrangements with them. So they are, what am I doing? They are not $20 choice. They are $12 choice. Sorry, everybody, forgive me. CHOICE. They are $12.
You're not used to working in such good light.
Yeah, it's burning my retinas over here. So $12 choice, and they are on your vintage caged flower frogs, okay? They are in used condition. I think they have the patina and the look that we all want these to have. You don't want them to look brand new. They do have a few little chips here or there, so they do have a little bit of wear to them, but they are very useful, and they are still in the condition that can be used for what they're meant for, which is flower arranging. But these are fun that you can put little things in. You can pop your ephemera in, like I was showing you. You can pop your little, hat pins in if you want to, and they both measure roughly about 3 1/4 inches wide and about 1 3/4 inches tall. So one of them is a little darker. One of them is a little lighter, so that's how we're distinguishing them in the difference. So there's your bottom. But again, these are fun. Like I had these in my reel, just kind of sat on top of each other like that. And you tell me how, I'm telling you, these little caged flower frogs are not easy to find. I mean, especially when
they're
you
typically
need one.
double that price to start with.
They are. So I was able to find a couple of them. I sold 2 green ones. I think it was the other week with Bill. And again, I think I scared everybody off when I typed wrong and put in 20. They are $12 choice.
They're great to display flags in. I was doing that for Pride, yeah.
I was just going to say that too, because Patty Rose is right. They are fun. Verlaine, thank you. I see you in at 12. None of the cages are dented. None of the cages are broke. That's a big deal with these. If you want them damaged, you want them damaged down here on the rim, not up here, so that they can still be used. And yes, Bill, thank you so much. I forgot. The main reason why I brought these is with the 4th of July coming up, these are great to pop all of your flags. And even for Pride Month, you can pop all of your different colored flags in. Bill's exactly right. And you tell me, when you need to find these, you end up at the antique mall paying like $35 or $40 for one of them. So again, I have 2 of them for you to choose from. Please note some of them, this one does have a little bit of chipping on it. So that's the one I'm calling the darker toned one. So that one is your darker one.
Jason, oftentimes though, just so people know, that was intentional because that's the only way for the water to get out from under the bottom. So a lot of time they may have been chipped away over time, but they usually did have little impressions on the bottom.
Right. No, you are right, Bill. I'm sorry. I didn't mention that. So, and again, I'll just say one more time, since I botched this up since the get-go, it measures 3 1/4 inches wide by 1 3/4 inches tall. So they're going to look great in any kind of vessel that you want to pop them into. So they will be choice. You will pick either the darker one or the lighter one. It's kind of like a more metal gray that's kind of light. Could be the way they weren't cleaned either. So thank you so much, Verlaine. It's good to see you, friend. Verlaine is still in at 12. We're looking for 13 or more. So let's count it down from 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Hello, Tippy Winks Vintage. Please give her a follow. She's here on YouTube, same name, same avatar. Thank you, Lisa. I see you're 13. So we're looking for 14 or more, or the bid end from Karen G. And I'm seeing it on my phone, but not on StreamYard. Thank you, Karen G, so much. So Lisa, let me know, did you want 1 or 2? If you want 1, just let me know if you want the lighter gray one or the darker gray one. And if there's any left, it will be offered up to Verlaine at 12, but Lisa gets first choice. Don't know if you needed 1 or 2. And again, they're great for flags. They're great for ephemera. They're great for your enamel flower pins. They're just great to just have sitting on the table as decor. So thank you, Lisa. They are both yours. Congratulations. All right, Bill.
They're also great for displaying holiday picks and Christmas ornaments.
You're right. Absolutely.
All right, I have a gorgeous, Jason, it's going to start at $10. I have a gorgeous old trivet. This is from 1965. It is a signed piece by Berggren Originals. And it's, I think, so colorful, so graphic, so beautiful for displays. In fact, in my preview, I had those little pixies, which were yellow and blue, displayed in front of it, and it looked really, really cool. It's 6 inches from side to side, and it is Scandinavian in nature. The saying translates to "best of all is your own home," and that is it translates in Danish, Swedish, and Norwegian, but for some reason not Finnish. I don't know why, but it's really super graphic. I love the colors on it. It's in amazing condition for being as old as it is. I don't see any condition issues. I do think that there's some fading on the felt on the back and a little bit of staining here around the corner, but the little felt hanger that's here on the back is still intact, so it still could be hung. And the information about it, it was in a series, and this was number 152 in the series, manufactured by this company in Ohio. So not surprising because it's Ohio pottery, ceramics, but it's really pretty.
I could see some dollar horses in front of that, or I could see some Catherine Holmes mixed in with that. All roosters, the great mid-century. Yep.
Put all your roosters and your Holt Howard in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's super, super fun.
Very patriotic, too, with the colors. I know there's yellows in it, but very patriotic.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I just feel like if you're someone who loves bold colors, you like to have, like, if you had a red, like we had a red kitchen for a long time, it would look great in a red kitchen. Just a nice little piece to find a home for, and in great condition. 6 inches across, 6 inches from top to bottom. So think about it. I will bring this back at the recap. We have 2 more rounds. Well, Jason has 3 more rounds. I have 2 more rounds, and then we will recap some of our items.
And just think, for $10, you got an extra ceramic trivet sitting around just in case you need to, take care and not hurt a piece of furniture. So
which one of my sheds, Karen?
All right, guys, now I'm going back to my core. It's not so different kind of stuff for Jason now, because I have a Kitchy planter, and it's starting at $18. I'm not sure the manufacturer, although I want to say, because I can kind of see where there was a sticker on the bottom, you can kind of see there. I feel like this may have been made by Brins. I got a feeling this may have been made by Brins. But this is a super fun planter. You can't go wrong with these great big eyes. He's a fun little turtle. He's got a great high glaze to him, and he's in superb condition. So what I was thinking, now that we're all the way through, is that he is a kind of void. How fun would he be if you threw that flower frog in there and had a whole bunch of your, like, pride, different flags coming out, or did some American flags in there? He would just be fun.
No, go ahead. You're right. But I think he would be great if you put the flower frog in them, and then somehow all of your flower enamel pins.
Oh, gosh.
With one butterfly coming out over the top of it. Oh, my God. Right. I think I want it. Oh, Lisa wants it. Lisa, do that. Please fill it with enamel flower pins and one butterfly.
He has absolutely no chips, no cracks. I don't ever think he was used. I'm sorry, Bill. I don't think this planter was ever used. There's no calcification on the inside, no chips, no cracks, and he's probably 1960s. So he's probably 1960s, and you cannot have a bad day when you see this face. Like, honest to Pete, this little guy or girl is going to brighten you up. How fun would it be if you had like a little hat? If you popped a little hat on him, especially like you had a little straw hat, it would be really fun. It is big enough that you could use this as a vessel to pop things in if you want to, whether you want to use it for your makeup or you want to use it as a little pen holder. But Lisa's going to use it for some enamel pins, and I think it's going to look really, really good. The measurements on this is 5 inches tall by 6 inches wide. So he's a nice large planter in very, very good condition, and I just love him. He's green with a yellow little shell in superb condition. I'm just checking everything under the ring light. No chips, no cracks, and again, he's got a really, really high glaze or a real high gloss, almost like a PY ceramic does. So let's do a count.
I would put a little wooden ladybug on his nose.
Oh gosh, you're right. No, you're right. John, I'm suspecting if you get up close here, you can kind of see there's remnants of where there was a little sticker, which fell off. That little sticker either would have been the size of an Narco sticker, or I'm thinking that it would have been like a Brins sticker, but it would have been like that, like squared off kind of triangular little tag on it. I tried to Google image him. I couldn't find him, so I couldn't find an exact maker, but I suspect he could be a Narco or Brins. Okay?
What's the dimension of the opening?
The opening, I did not check the opening. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry about that. I'm slacking. So the opening comes in at about 3 inches. It's about 3 inches in diameter. Yeah, 3 inches in diameter, and it looks like it's kind of squared off, but that's a round void in there. So it's roughly about 3 inches. Looks like a Buddy Relpo or okay. Hey, you know what it could be? It very well could be John.
Relpo would have stamped it.
Okay, I couldn't find him, but when you find a high gloss planter like this that's in good condition, especially when he looks well with like your frogs and your turtles and all those other things for this time of the year, I knew it was a no-brainer to bring him. So we're looking for 19 or more. If anyone else is interested, Lisa, you might want to use it just in case, because we're going to start the countdown with 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I just think he is such a unique, fun little planter. Again, I wish I had more info on him, but I can tell you he's got to be Japan from probably the 1960s. Is the
black under the glaze? Because those eyes are in great condition.
Yeah. Yep. There's no cold paint on him at all. Everything is glazed. So congratulations, Lisa. He's coming to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have some more glass, everyone, just to show you. I'll do it quickly. It's going to start at $40 for choice because I have two. The only difference between the two, other than that they were pulled differently, they are the same pattern, same maker, same color, is that one's about an inch taller than another. I have some beautiful old Northwood glass. They are marked Northwood as well, so we can be certain of that, in their pulled diamond point pattern. They are sort of the early swung vases. They have a beautiful optic, and obviously these are the white opalescent, and they are in amazing condition, both of them. I think someone was using them as a pair, but every one of these is different. They were all pulled differently. As you can see, this one has really beautiful slope up here off to the side and a nice slope here with lots of different what we call fingers. But it's just beautiful to look down in the center of, kind of mesmerizing. This is the taller of the two, and it measures 11 inches, and it's got a pretty wide opening. I didn't measure it, but maybe I will, just to let people know, because it is bigger than most that I see. The opening at its widest is 5 inches, so the opening is just double its overall height. I also have one that's an inch smaller, and I'll show them side by side in a minute. It's the same pattern, same color, same opalescent, same Northwood. You see the N with the line underneath it, so you know it's not a Z. They did that because Zanesville Pottery also made glass from time to time. Just in really good condition. Now, the smaller of the two has the opening's not quite as wide, and on one of the pulls, right here, you see that there's a mark where the implement pulled them that's still there. It's very tiny, but you can see like the little tiny, I don't know what you would call it, like the little inch glass. Yeah, it is a pinch. It's a little
Like
piece
a
of glass
pinch.
that got pinched. So pretty. So let me just show them together and then I'll move along. But beautiful pieces of old Northwood glass in the white opalescent diamond point.
Perfect for the 4th of July. Perfect for the 4th of July.
Imagine what it would look like with red and blue streamers coming out of the top. It would look like one of the things that you shoot your fireworks out of. Jason, I love that. That's great.
I was even thinking like if you cut some red roses and put in there and had some other blue accents in there. I mean, that would be very, very patriotic.
Really pretty, really pretty.
All right, guys. My next round is going to be $12, and I'm going to say it's one of a kind. This is kind of like tramp art, trench art. I believe that it's probably from the 1930s, okay? I believe that this was an old makeup container, and somebody went ahead and hand-painted this cottage scene on it. It's two-sided. It is really, really neat. It has its original little, like, plastic-style lid on it. The reason why I think it was an old makeup container is a little bit of the paint came off, and you can see the original, like, D underneath. If you look, you can see how thick that paint is. That is probably oil paint that they painted on. So for $12, you're going to get a one-of-a-kind little vessel. It's made of milk glass. I'll show it to you slowly, but let me take the lid off. So there's your lid. They actually hand-painted embellishments on the lid. I just thought this was really fun and really unique. I can almost smell what makeup was there on the inside. So it's this little milk glass, little vessel. You could use this as a little trinket box, little makeup holder. And then they have this gorgeous little cottage all the way around. So it's this hand-painted little cottage with all those gorgeous trees, all those gorgeous flowers. It's kind of like almost a summer scene at a little cottage. And then we'll spin it around here. I don't know if this is the same, excuse me, same kind of cottage or I don't know, Philomena. I don't know that it would be Amish art. I purchased this not here in Lancaster County, so I don't know. I'm going more that it's probably like trench art or more like trench art's the wrong word. It would probably be more like tramp art. Thank you, Bill. Words are tough for me tonight. It's more tramp art. I think it would have been more out of necessity, meaning that back in the Depression era, you know, folks couldn't afford things. So I think that maybe they had this heavy milk glass makeup container, and what they decided to do was they decided to go ahead and embellish it. That was a big.
You're right about that. I think you're right.
It was a very big American thing that because they couldn't afford to go get gorgeous pieces of porcelain like Nippon and stuff, they then would hand paint. So this is actually very collectible in and of itself when it's tramp art. So it is one of a kind. It was probably some freelance artist, somebody that had extra time that wanted to make sure they preserved this because you know, the heavy piece of milk glass like this being used just for makeup and discarded, that was very wasteful. They even added gorgeous scroll work down to the bottom, and I hope it's reading true. Thank you so much. I see you in at 12. Tippy Winks, thank you so much. You can see how thick that paint is on there. So it's like I'm almost certain it's probably an oil paint that they used. So it's almost as if they painted a gorgeous little canvas on their milk glass. And I'm pretty sure it's a makeup because a little piece of it did flake off or come off. And you can see that the original, whatever name of the company was actually printed on the milk glass. So they knew they had to paint pretty thick to cover that up. So let me
I think that makes it even more valuable.
I love it. This was one of those things where, you know, nobody else is going to have this. And it's this gorgeous scape there. You have a cottage and then you have like a farm, almost like a little barn off in the distance. You can kind of see there's a little bit of water right there. And then as you spin around this way, this one seems very English cottage style to me over here on this side. So I just thought it was very unique. I'm definitely going to tell you it's one of a kind because this was not mass produced. And then they even embellished the lid with all that gorgeous detail. So measurements on it, and then we're going to count it down. It's 4.5 inches tall by 2 inches wide. So about 4.5 by 2 inches wide. And this is all heavy milk glass. And this is sort of, I don't want to say it's like a Bakelite, but this is like a heavier plastic of the era, okay? It might even be a composition. I'm not too sure what it is. I don't think it's Bakelite, but I don't think it's like our today's plastic. So Let's go ahead and count this down. Thank you so much. We're looking for 13 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. You're absolutely right. You take that lid off. It is a perfect little egg cup. I thought it would be neat for you to store maybe makeup in again. Maybe you could put some jewelry in there. I just think it was a gorgeous, one of a kind. A lot of work went into that. So thank you so much, Karen G, for the bid end. So Tippy Winks, thank you so much. Congratulations. I know it's going to a good eclectic home. Thank you so much. All right, Bill.
Okay, it's our last round before the recap, everyone. And I have a start price of $10. I have two beautiful silhouettes. If anyone is interested in adding them to their collection. The first one is of this lovely couple walking their dog with a really beautiful painted village scene behind them. It's in one of those metal frames, as so many of these are, that look sort of candy cane-ish. And it's in great condition. It still has a little hanger on the back. Oftentimes we see those get ripped off. So a little bit of staining on the cardboard. And this is the smaller of the two that I have. This one is 5 inches tall, 4 inches across, and it's in very good condition. At the corner, because these are reverse painted, a little bit of the paint has flecked off at the corner here, right underneath the puppy's front legs. So that's the first choice. Now, the second choice, Jason, I'm sure you've seen this before, but I've never seen a pink one before. Pink background with white reverse paint. And it's much larger, too. And it's also in a pink metalled frame. So I'm guessing this is 1970s. It's screaming 1970s to me. This one is a bit larger, but it's this lovely couple in front of a gate. And the background is simply a textured pink paper, almost like a wallpaper, it looks like. You can see the texture on it. It's really pretty. And this one is a bit larger. The pink one is 8 inches tall and 6 inches across. And so you get a side-by-side comparison. This is the size I typically see. This one is a bit larger. So for me, this sort is new to me. I haven't seen this sort before, but maybe others have. But anyway, I just think they're lovely. So I see some bids. This is my last round, so I'm going to start a countdown. Right now, we're looking for 12 or more for choice on the black painted or the white painted silhouettes. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. Karen, thanks so much. We always appreciate you so much because you're always there for us.
It's all coming in now.
I know, I'm moving too quickly. I know I am in my head, but I just need to slow it down. So thank you for the bid end, Karen. So it looks like with Tippy Winks 15, Lisa, you have first choice at 17. You can let me know if you want the white painted one, the black painted one, or both. And then I'll just work backwards. Tippy Winks is next, then Nikki, then Robin.
And Bill, you said 17. Lisa gets it at 16.
16, yes. Yes, 16.
All right, guys.
I can watch the comments.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to my last item. It will be a $10 start. There was a ton of interest in these shakers when me and Tina did our unboxing. So I didn't take them to the store. I figured I'd bring them to a live, and hopefully the folks that were interested, because it was just a lot of people really liked them. I thought they're here tonight. So it is this unique set of wooden salt and pepper shakers. They are little monks, and they are your one-stop shop. They are your salt and pepper shaker, your corkscrew, and bottle opener, and they're in the little wooden holder, okay? And each side has a different prayer. One side has grace after your meal, and the other side has grace before your meal. So for $10, you could get this fun little set. They are made in Japan. They have their original sticker on the bottom here. Oh, it's A quality. A quality. made them. So hopefully, no, that's very glared on there, but that does say A quality on there. So you got the little wooden housing for them, the little wooden bench, let's call it, for them to sit in. And then you have these fun, and these are kind of like the, thank you, Sandra. They're just so cute. Look at these happy little faces on these little monks. And they are in the same sculpt of the salty cat shakers, the salty Ma and salty Paul. So there you have this one little cute little chubby monk. He's got his little hands on his belly. That's your one little salt mill. Okay, so the little door, the little compartment opens. That's how you fill it, and you move it a little bit, and then you can shake it out. And then there is your little bottle opener here. Let me cover that up so you can see the little metal bottle opener. And then that is attached down there on the bottom. And then you have your other little dude right here. He's just a happy little monk as well. Maybe a little discoloration. Metal top. That one would be your little salt mill. The other one, I didn't notice that they had an S&P. Yes, that one is your little pepper. This one is your little salt. So just $10 if anybody's interested. And then this also has your corkscrew. So if this would be the only thing you wanted to leave on your little table, you would have everything covered. So when it is all assembled, the measurements of the holder are about 4 by about 4 1/4. And then each one of these little shakers are about 3.5 inches tall. So, and they are lacquered wood, hand painted little monks. Again, there was a ton of interest. So instead of pricing them for the shop, I thought I'd offer them here first. So there he is. There he is, their little friars or little monks. And again, people collect that. There's folks that collect that out there. So I'll put them back in their little holder again, and I'll show them to you in there one more time. I just think they're really kitschy and they're really fun. So $10 if anybody's interested. No real condition issues. I don't think these have ever been used. But again, they're just a lacquered little wood, and they're made by A quality. And there you have your grace nice. After the meals. And that's almost like the arc of like almost the church or the temple that the little monks would be in. So I don't see any interest. We'll offer them again in just a few minutes. It was $10. They are made in Japan. They are probably 1950s or early 60s. This would be great for a Father's Day gift. It'd be great for your bar, because you guys need some different shakers in your bar. And if you're ever in a pinch, you just get your little monk corkscrew or your little monk bottle opener and you're good to go. But we'll bring them back in just a few moments for the recap. All right, Bill, we did it. We did.
So we're at the point of our show, everyone, where we will bring back anything that wasn't claimed earlier for one last look, just in case you weren't here or you needed some time to think about it. And this portion of the show is going to remain the same, except we move a little bit more quickly. And we take things as claims unless another bid comes in with a reasonable amount of time. So if you're interested in putting a bid in, if we don't see another bid that comes in a reasonable amount of time, the item goes to you for your bid. Karen Gillette remains our bid ender during this time. And if there is a countdown, the just in case remains active. So you can avail yourself of that option if you'd like. Yeah, I think that's what we got.
All right. Did you have anything, Bill?
Yeah, I have a couple of things that I'll show again. The first one is that really great tile. This was $10 if anyone's interested. In great condition from 1965, beautiful and graphic. If anyone's interested in this, you can just write tile 10. And then I had for $5 each, those really amazing painting books. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tippy Winks. Those are really amazing nautical, seashore themed books, the seascapes and landscapes, and they're full of information and full of beautiful pictures that you could use. How to paint boats, the sea in, what does it say? The sea in action, and how to draw and paint seascapes. So those are all available as well. And then I do have a couple of the higher price pieces of glass that I will be posting on Whatnot. Not Whatnot. On what do I do? The virtual antique marketplace. Yeah. If they don't get claimed now, the beautiful Westmoreland Argonaut sea monster and shell covered candy dish that actually glows. That was $40 if anyone's interested. You can write candy 40 if you would like that. It's in great condition. And then the two Westmoreland vases, also $40 for choice. You can just write vase, $40, and then you and I will work out which, if you want the 11-inch one or the 10-inch one. But if you're watching this in the replay, if they don't get claimed, they will be posted on the Virtual Antique Marketplace. Please head over there if you're not already registered, and register.
And make sure you're following Bill over here on YouTube and over on Instagram. That way you can get a hold of him for some of the items that were not claimed. I started out tonight with my paperweight. I'm actually going to show it to you this way so you guys can get a better look. It's $22. It is not signed. A lot of people think that this might be St. Helens glass. I can't tell you, although we'll tell you that it looks exactly like the ones that I've sold in my shop before, but I can't guarantee that because it is not signed, okay? So it's $22. There's the one side. Here is your other side. It is iridized. It has the carnival iridescence to it. You can see all the different color tones. It very much has a rainbow effect to it. So you can see how it kind of ombres from a gold to almost a green down to a cobalt into a purple, okay? I thought that the speckling on it would be great for this time of the year in a 4th of July display. It kind of looks like fireworks. It has a polished bottom on it with no chips, no cracks. The only thing is I don't have a signature and I don't have a date on it, but I can tell you that it's definitely high quality studio glass. It was $22. If anybody's interested, you can put paperweight, $22. So $22 paperweight. I had that. Then I had from the bird planters. This is the one that is repaired. It would be $30. It is a gorgeous wall pocket. Honest to Pete, the repair from the front, I think, is a pretty doggone good repair. So it is $30 if anybody's interested on this. It is a wall pocket. I am not sure of the manufacturer. I could not find one anywhere. Let me find my notes. The bird measures 7.5 by 5.5. 7.5 by 5.5. Again, it is a high glaze. It almost is like a California style glaze on it. And then all of the gold is hand painted. So there you can see how large the void is there in the back, how big the pocket is. So you guys can use it as a wall pocket. And it does, somebody did go ahead and embellish a little bit of wire to it, but it does have its original little hole right there so that you could hang it on the wall. So, but one of them did sustain a little bit of damage. Not in my hands, but with a prior owner. So there is a little chip right there. So if anyone's interested, you can put Bird 30. He will still have to be $30 if anybody is interested in him. I had choice on the sterling topped shakers. Okay. You sure can, Steele. Absolutely, Steele. Thank you.
She wants to know how much it was. How much was it?
Oh, it was 22. It was 22, Steele, if you're interested. $22 on the paperweight steel. If you're interested in it, just say yes. I suspect that it could be St. Helens glass, but it isn't etched, okay? So some of them had paper labels, but if you're interested, you know what, Steele, if you're interested, you can have it for 20. Steele, if you're interested, it'd be my pleasure to add it to your collection. If you want it for 20, just say yes, and I'll sell it to you for 20, Steele. No pressure. So I had, let me get my notes right here. I had choice on the sterling topped shakers, They are early American press glass. All right, Steele, it's yours. Thank you so much. I'm honored that it goes with your paperweight collection. Thank you so much, Steele. So I have 2 of the large sets and I have 2 of the smaller sets. These would have been your individual salt and pepper shakers. That would have been your little individual ones at the table. Some would have been your master, which would have been the larger ones. They're all in good condition. I did not clean them. I think the haze in there is actually from remnants of salt and pepper. So each one is stamped sterling. They are $10 a set, okay? Some of them do have dents in the top. If you're interested, you tell me how many sets you want of what, and first come, first serve will get the one with the least amount of dents. So if you're interested, you would put 10 large or 10 small. And the larger ones, they measure 2.5 inches tall, and the smaller ones measure 2 inches tall. And each one of those lids is marked sterling. And I'm sure at the $10 price, the sterling's probably worth more than the $10. So let me write down steel real quick. I just got to adjust that to 20. Thank you so much, steel. That is yours. Then I had my married, I didn't know it when I bought it, but it is my married fairy lamp. The base is Westmoreland. The top is L.E. Smith. Although the bases are very similar, the only difference is there would be a little bit of a lip in the L.E. Smith one. If it was an L.E. Smith base, it would not be milk glass. They didn't do a milk glass base for these, so I kind of like the marriage. I think you're better off. I think it gives it a better look. There's some kind of a imperfection around the tip of the chimney. You can kind of see it right there. It's a different color. I'm going to call it a chip. But Lord, I don't know how you'd have chipped that. I don't know how you would have chipped that way up in there. I think it's in the manufacturing, in the mold. It'd be $40. It'd be $40. You could just put fairy lamp, $40. It measures 8 inches tall by 4.5 inches wide. And it is their amber in the satin, which I think looks like almost like a milky honey. So that would be fairy lamp 40, fairy light or fairy lamp 40. And I think I just showed the salt and pepper shakers a few moments ago, but I didn't see our numbers change, so I'm not going to waste anybody's time with those. So again, like Bill said, if anybody sees anything on a replay that we didn't sell and you're interested in it, time is of the essence to reach out to Bill, because I'm sure when it goes over on Vamp, it'll have a higher price. It'll have a higher price. I think Clean Look is claiming the vase. I don't know which vase that is. So you have to be more specific, Clean Look. Bill had a couple vases. Which vase did you want? Did you want to?
Was it the bird?
Is it the bird vase? Yeah, I don't know.
I had these. I had 2 of these vases, the Northwood vases. Did you have any vases?
The only vase I had was the bird wall pocket. I don't know. We'll wait a moment here for Clean Look to verify which vase are you speaking of, Clean Look. But in the meantime, while we wait to hear from them, they want Jason. Oh, you want the fairy lamp, the last one, the fairy lamp. Congratulations, it's yours. I didn't understand. Thank you. Congrats. All right, let me write you down, Clean Look. Thank you so very much, and thank you for clarifying that. Again, if there's anything that didn't sell, please reach out to us, but I'm sure you might want to get to Bill sooner than later, because it'll probably have a higher price when it goes over to Vamp. I'm just assuming that. So, Bill, my friend, where can they find you again? You got a busy week, sir, before the end of this weekend.
I do. I have a couple sales, but the one I want to highlight is on Thursday. I think many of you know that I'm always over on Instagram on Thursday for the Kitch Keepers, where we do a quick sale from 5 to 7 p.m. I do that. We are the Kitch Keepers. We do that sale with Steph, Crazy for Kitch Vintage, and John, Everyday Holiday Displays, who joined us this year. This Thursday is Steph and my 2-year anniversary doing the Kitch Keepers. It also happens to be my last sale on the Kitch Keepers before my vacation this summer. So not only are we going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary with amazing Kitch, it's going to be Steph, John, and myself, but we're also going to be celebrating June as Pride Month. We're going to have a little bit of Pride celebration as well. So you can join the 3 of us for some amazing vintage. That's 5 o'clock Thursday Eastern over on Instagram.
All right. And please, thank you so much, Karen G, for being our official mod and bid ender. We could not do it without you, Karen. Please give her husband, Gavin, who is Grady Gruppo Vintage Recordings, a follow. Please support all of these small businesses, like Tippy Winks was in here. Please make sure you follow Vintage Samples. All the other folks that we mentioned, Amy and Amber. Amy, please show some support. It's getting a little harder this time of the year to get subscribers. So every little bit of interaction helps. It helps us grow our small business. So I'll be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on my channel for fantastic finds. I know myself and Amy are bringing the Victorian and bringing the Kitch. So we are coming in heavy with some really, really good stuff this Wednesday. So please come get your fill of the vintage from us. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern here on my channel. I think that's it. Guys, please consider becoming an organ donor. There was a dear friend locally here in the business, that I befriended about a year or so ago. He met me at a flea market and told me that he was diagnosed with a fatty liver and that it was heading into cirrhosis. Over the past year, his fatty liver turned into cirrhosis. He's going to be added to the transplant list. So it's even more near and dear to my heart that I plead to anybody that is not an organ donor, please do so. The gentleman is going to probably end up on a waiting list, and there's tens of thousands of people right now that are on an organ waiting list. So anybody that is an organ donor could help those people in multiple ways, even from skin cells, even to your retina, from a heart to lungs to liver to kidneys. So please, if you are not an organ donor, please, I plead to you, please do so. It's as simple as next time you renew your driver's license, you could do it right now tonight. Go right on over, and when they print you a new license, it will say that you're an organ donor. There are tons of other ways that you can become one. If you are so inclined, please just Google it, okay? So there are other folks in the community that are sick and or might be on the transplant list. So I plead to you, please, if you're not an organ donor, please become one. If you are one, I want to personally thank you so much because an organ donor saved my life. Please, if you are an organ donor, consider asking somebody that you know isn't to be one. I don't want to use this as a soapbox, and I do not want to brainwash people into it. I want you to do it willingly. So I just ask you one more time to please consider becoming an organ donor. So because my friend Glenn is going to be in a dire situation sooner than later, and maybe if somebody here tonight became an organ donor and then that somehow saved his life, to me, all this work would be worth it, these live sales and everything I've done. So, guys, with that said, you all have a very, very good night. I'll see you back here on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern with the one and only Amy of Enamor Amy this Wednesday night, and I'll be over lurking on the Kitch Keepers for Bill and Steph's 2-year anniversary. So, till the next one, you folks have a great night, and we'll see you back here Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.